Hello everyone, welcome. It is Monday evening, which means it's the start of a brand new week. Oh, I hope everyone had a lovely weekend. What a stream Friday night was, by the way. What a stream Friday night was. Thank you once again for everything that went on Friday. That was awesome. Genuinely, the fact that we managed to hit the 100 subscriber mark is like absolutely mad, because for me I was like, we're never going to do that for a long time. That's one of those things that'll sort of like wait about in the background for a little bit. But you know what? We did it, and thank you very, very much for everyone who did that, by the way. That was absolutely awesome. 3-hour stream, and we did absolutely nothing. In fact, talking of subs, Precious T straight in with the prime on the resub. 9 months. Appreciate you very much, Precious T. Relax is in, lurking off. You go and do that, my man. Don't you worry about that at all. This I think is what we should probably mention, really. We've got some bits with Oxford to do. Rogi's in with 23 months now. I mean, look at this, 23-month streak. Oh, which reminds me, next month is our 2-year streamiversary. I guess we'll best plan something for that then, should we? Yeah, let's do that. Welcome, everybody. Here we are. We are, of course, already at Oxford, as I say. Bag of cans with the lads. I mean, 24-hour dessert stream. Could you imagine that, Mrs. J? Could you imagine? 24-hour dessert. Like every hour, a different dessert, and just see how quickly before Tony gets diabetes. That's what we'll do. That's the stream right there. That's the real quiz. That's the real quiz right there. Oh, God, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Oh, it would happen as well, wouldn't it? So that's a thing. That is a thing, right? Okay, we're going to do that possibly. Get your suggestions in the chat, I suppose. Really, one of those things we'll have a quick little look at and see where we go with it. So, don't lie in there like a hedonistic bot. I regret nothing. I regret nothing. It's going to be fantastic, isn't it? Mr. Rimo appreciating the gifted sub from JM Thoughts on Friday. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of gifts chucked out, by the way, so there might be some people in there here going, who the fuck's been gifting me subs? Yeah, we had a bit of a mad one on Friday night. It was lovely, really good. And then yeah, people just throwing subs around left, right and centre. It was really quite beautiful, to be honest. So Lee Giles, by the way, is in here. First time chatting, first time listening to the podcast a lot, first time watching the stream. Welcome in, Lee. Welcome in. Nice to have you in, mate. It's very, very, very kind indeed. Keeney's in. Rogi's in. A summer transfer stream in this economy. Who knows? Who knows what economy? All economies, I think, to be honest. Wilco evening. Keeney says bloody freezing. Banoffee pie and a cuppa are helping. Banoffee pie is what we need to get on, isn't it? We need to get a bit of banoffee pie sorted, because we've already promised that we'd eat one of those on stream. Rogi's on the Lucasade, maybe a toffee crisp. It's Monday night, innit? What a night we've got. Keeney's got a double decker, got a lime bar. Are we talking chocolate bars already? Is that what we're talking about tonight? Is it chocolate bar tiers? Are we going to start that? Is that the madness we're going to go to tonight? It seems like the sort of thing that we probably would talk about, to be honest. So I guess we maybe start there, don't we, and go from there, and we'll catch up later on. Johnny D, if you didn't catch it, Lelujo ended up in A&E over the weekend with his gallbladder. Yes, good point, Johnny D. Yes, we'll send some love to Lelujo. Hope he gets better soon. Of course, that gallbladder needs taken out, so get it gone, NHS, you wonderful people. And hope he's back to his best very, very soon, because Lelujo is very, very lovely. He does send a lot of raids our way, actually, so we've got a lot of time for Kev. Absolutely. Plus, of course, he went out Pennybont, which is quite attractive to us from his place. But yeah, wishing you all the best, Kev. Gallbladder, more like gone bladder. There you go. These are the sorts of puns we can do for free. Do you know what I mean? Just dropping them in. And the chat are doing that. Gallbladder out, says Lewis. Hashtags trending already. Evening, Norwegian boy, welcome in. And of course, welcome in to everyone who is just sort of like chilling in the background. You're more than welcome to do so. Just have it. Riggio has already said mint aero god tier chocolate bar. I mean, hey, look, we haven't even started this yet. We'll start putting some things in here. We'll get to it, I suppose, but that might be the thing. So we'll talk about. We'll create the tier of chocolate bars. There is a tier list app, isn't there? Let's have a little look. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is the sort of streamer I've become now. Right, tier list creator. Okay, that's what we're going to try and do, is it? How do I do it? Do I create a chart? Create a chart. Oh, feel like feel like we're going to get less FM than we normally get, to be honest. Free custom templates is the one we want to be using. Let someone else do the work for us before we get anywhere near trying to make things ourselves. I just want one that says chocolate bars. What's the one that says chocolate bars? Where is it? Like, surely other creators don't have this sort of level of, like, they don't have to search for it. Surely it's just there. And that's how content works these days, isn't it? Like, you know, if people are like, oh yeah, let's just do that, and they'll do the same thing. So surely it should already be there. I don't know. If someone can sort that out for me, we'll do it. Jameson out. Chad distracted the gaffer already. It's easily happened. It's easily done, isn't it? An aging creator tries to do something popular and relevant. What happens next will blow your mind. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. She's not wrong at all. Oh, I'm so bad. I'm so bad at this. Why am I here? Right, we'll get to that bit in a second. We'll get to all that in a second, right? But let's look at where we are, right? Okay, so here's what's happened, okay? We've got some players who are out of contract. Okay, we've already released quite a few, okay? Now, we have released some players, okay? I feel bad for some players that have been released, but hey, that's part of what happens. Callum McDonald, his journey has come to an end with us, unfortunately, so no more Callum McDonald. 32 years old, we've said, you know what, you probably ain't going to get too much first team football here, Callum, so go and find football elsewhere. We've also said the same with George Alexander. Lewis isn't very happy about that one, but he started kicking off, and kind of understandably so, I think, really. 3 goals in 7 games. Jameson out, Mrs. Jameson in. Quite possible. She'd get the fans on her side quickly. I mean, I've had to work for it. I've had to really work for it. Mrs. J, straight away, like that, everyone would be like, yeah, Mrs. J's here. Me, everyone's like, I'm not sure about him, you know. I'm not sure. Bailey Kadamari. See, this is the thing. This is why people don't like me. We let Bailey Kadamari go. We decided that despite the fact we scored 28 in 72, which I suppose isn't too bad. Maverick, welcome in. Appreciate you. Appreciate the follow, Rogue. I'm out later. Right, now the reason behind this was, Rogue, okay? This is. Hear me out here. Hear me out, okay? So, at Winfield, he was incredible. Absolutely incredible, okay? 43 goals in 43 games. That's 4 appearances, like, so 47, let's call it. 43 in 47 games, okay? First season of Oxford, 22 goals in 51. Brilliant. Okay, excellent. You know, a goal every other game. Superb. This season, however, when we were at the top of the table, pushing on, as we were the season before, he wasn't playing as much and he wasn't scoring as much. So I was like, I don't know if he's the guy who's going to lead us into the Football League. And the reason being, that acceleration just wasn't doing it for me. That pace of 7 just wasn't doing it for me. That work rate of 5 really wasn't doing it for me. And I just think he has to play as part of a 2, possibly a 3. And I don't think we're going to be playing with a 2 or a 3 enough to justify him being there. He'd be a player on the bench, but I think Bailey deserves to be more than a bench player. And it was difficult. It was really difficult to sort of say, look, you know, Bailey's going to have to go. But I think that pace and just concentration wasn't brilliant. There was moments towards the back end of the season where just he wasn't quite doing it, and I was a bit worried. So that was the contentious decision we made on Friday. Rio has gone because, again, at 25, granted he's 6'6", he wasn't really playing for us. He played like 10 games overall, and most of those were substitutes. So pace doesn't define quality. It doesn't, but if you're playing as a 1 up front on your own, it really helps. It really helps. His goal's drying up. That was the problem. Bangura, he kicked off. He was kicking off, and he wasn't really that bothered, so we let him go. Kieran King, the big, strong centre-half, who, to be fair, never really developed into the monster that we wanted. Let him go. 6'8", we'll let him go and do something somewhere else. And then Liam McLean was a youngster who, again, we hadn't really done a great deal with. He'd gone on loan to Albion Rovers, and he'd scored 5 goals in 28 games there, so he wasn't even getting goals in the Scottish League Division 2, so I thought he's not going to step up into the Football League, really. So with that, we've started to bring some more players in. We're going to try and... So the squad looks a little bit thinner now, to be honest. That's the first thing we noticed, having a quick look at it. The squad does look thinner. Ben Nolan, I think we're going to have to push on. We're going to try and use him a bit more, because where Kadamari's come out, Ben Nolan's going to come in, okay? Maybe not as a direct replacement in terms of going up top, because he's only 5'9". We don't really want him running the show on his own up top, but I think he can run pretty decent as an inside forward, outside, right? Play him in there. I'm going to play him as this inside forward, possibly. That finishing of 17, that determination of 17, that off the ball of 14, anticipation 13, acceleration 14, pace 12, technique 13. I think he's a better player. The work rate, again, is still probably a little bit of an issue, but I think he's the guy. I think we put a bit on him and go, right, try and do something. Try and do something. Okay? So he's an option. Okay? So that's how we're starting that one. We've then got a new goalkeeper. Okay? Let's talk about this guy. This is Thomas Westwood. Thomas Westwood was a free transfer because he was released by Birmingham City. Okay? Released by Birmingham City. Handling granted at 10 isn't brilliant, but reflexes of 15, kicking of 13, vision's not particularly brilliant, so maybe he's not going to be that great on a counter-attack. Agility's good, balance is good, his aerial reach is good, his command of area could probably be a little bit better, as could his communication. However, eccentricity of 1. He's not going to come charging out a lot like Johnny Madhead we had when we had him. And they're suggesting he could be a good player. There was talk of him being a championship level player at one point, so maybe the fact that he hasn't been playing is a bit of a concern for the scouts. But also, comparing him to Eddie Beach here, who kind of was all right, but he's still letting 40 goals, just about. You know, you're letting 39 and 46 in a team that was winning the league. Is he the safest pair of hands for the Football League? Could we move him back to a backup goalkeeper? Maybe. Don't know. He's out of contract is the issue. So we need to try and decide what we're going to do with him at this point. Welcome in, Wilco. I hope you're well, by the way. Nolan is from Cambrian and Clydach. He is. Brought him in. Irish boy playing in Wales. So we enjoy that. We've also brought in, we're going to bring in this guy, Callum Malcolm from QPR. Now, we have to bring in a right midfielder because somebody has left to join Hearts, and that somebody's Rogie. And that somebody that's joined Hearts is kind of my fault. Well, it's kind of everyone's fault, really. Hearts came in and Rogie was like, I have to, in game, Rogie, I'm going to defend you here, by the way. In game, Rogie had nothing to say about this deal. He was like, look, you know, I have to go. If I don't go, I'm going to kick off. And as a West Coaster, it's surprising. It is surprising as he's talking there, you know, saying, look, you know, I'm on the midnight megabus to Edinburgh. Not a fan. But to be fair, Rogie, you are pretty good. You really are good, and we're going to miss you a great deal. We have tried to get you back on loan again, and Hearts are like, nah, you've had him for one season, that's enough for you. But look at this though, man, like 4.5 mil potentially for your current value. Your acceleration's great, your bravery's fantastic, flair's really good, free kicks, by the way, free kicks is a big thing, dribbling's really great, and then look at this for last season, just outstanding. 3 goals in 40, we'll take that. 11 assists, 3 player of the matches. I mean, you did get a red card 3 games from the end of the season, which meant you missed the remainder of the season. So that's one thing. But yeah, 475 grand, plus we've got some sell-on fees as well, I think. So in terms of the club, It's kind of done us decent. The manager is Runar Christensen, who's an Icelandic manager who's basically... Oh, he's been at Lillestrøm before. And Ogrit. Lokeren. I mean, this is a huge thing for you, Rogie. You've gone and you've jumped at the chance to be managed by someone from Iceland who I think will do well for you. You know? And where did Hearts finish in the league? They finished 5th. Actually, was it 5th? Where were you last season? Last season, 5th. You're playing... Look. You're playing European football now, mate. You're playing European football. I couldn't deny you that. You know, it's a shame, but there you are. That's where you've gone. Barry Hercules, asks Mrs. J. Barry Hercules is still there. He's out of contract, so let's get him in on trial, see if we can get him. I don't think Barry Hercules is going to develop quite as we were hoping for, to be honest. But let's have a little look, Mrs. J, see if we can get him in. That'll be quite fun. So yeah, so because Rogie's going, then that means we've brought this guy, Calvin Malcolm, brought him in from QPR. Decent dribbling, decent crossing, decent acceleration. Not particularly strong. Of course, he's only he's going to get knocked off the ball a little bit, which is a bit worrying. High determination, work rate's good, teamwork's good. He might not be the first player, but I mean, he's got potential. He's got potential to be as good as Rogie. He's Scottish as well, so he's like a like-for-like replacement, really. So, yeah, we'll see. That's where we are. That's where we are. Okay? He's from a place that doesn't even exist. So we brought him in. And then we brought this guy in as well, Declan Blenkinsop, who, again, I think is probably more of a wide player than as a straight-up forward, because he is 6'5". Okay, so he fulfills our quota of, is he a big lad? Yes, he is. Is he massive? Yes. Right? Is he quick? Yes. Okay. Is he fit? Yes. 17. Right? Can he dribble? Yes, he can. 14. Right? 13 for technique. His finishing's only 7, so that's why I'm thinking maybe we play him out wide. Yeah? We could play him as a target forward. Hold the ball up. Kind of like what we do with Oscar Thorne. Oscar Thorne might go right back as well, by the way, so we've also got that to consider. Plus, he runs through the centre, so I think he's someone, again, who's got a bit of wherewithal. A little bit of sort of like, yeah, he can play out on the wing, I reckon, and can play either side, right or left, play through the centre if needs be. So, I don't think he's too bad. I think he could be all right. Even Thomas, how are you? Well, you welcome in. Dan says, I can enjoy the dice party now. I mean, the dice party is... What a party it was, though. What a party. Everyone who was sat there going, oh, Sean Dyche the dinosaur. Sean Dyche the dinosaur. Sean Dyche is the greatest manager of all time. There, I said it. Yeah. He did it properly. He did the deed. He got the deed done. And I do not have a horse in this race, right? Or dog in the fight, or however you want to kind of describe it. But you know what? I'm so chuffed. I'm so chuffed to see Sean Dyche get his first win, because it just goes straight in for everyone who's like, oh, Sean Dyche is just like, he's just a dinosaur. He doesn't really know what he's doing. Like, oh, come on. He's so much smarter than everybody would love to give him credit for. Like, they don't want to give him credit because of the fact that he's, used to manage Burnley. That's essentially where we're at. Right, we know that. So it's all a bit, yeah, if he'd have managed someone else, then people would be fine with him. But yeah, he gets the job done. Just gets things done. Nothing wrong with a 4-4-2, says Johnny. Exactly. Get the basics right. Have a watch of his coach's voice video as well, by the way, when he's talking about the 4-4-2. Have a little talk about that. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Esteemed award, Tony Jameson Award for best manager goes to nice clip. We'll definitely we'll put that one out. So we do have... Oh, they don't want Barry Hercules to come along? Well, let's see about just trying to sign him, shall we? See if there's any... Do we have to pay any compensation? Doesn't look like it. Good. Right, Barry Hercules might be coming to hang out in the reserves for a little bit, so that's a possibility. Right, that's good. Hello, Matt Blade, welcome in. How are we? There's already been questions about what's going on at sea. Now, there's not a lot I can say about it, to be honest. I've said kind of everything I need to say, and I suppose everything that there is to say, really. Like, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. See, Captain Zebro, appreciate the follow. Thank you very much for that. Welcome in. We all know nothing's going to happen, right? Like, so why is everyone getting themselves wound up about it? Like, we would all love things to be different and better and for there to be fairness, but then it's not going to be, because the Premier League want Man City's money. The Premier League don't want Sheikh Mansour to go, right, fuck yous, and walk away, because then people are going to invest less in the Premier League, because then Man City go back to being a third division football club. Like, you know, same as the second that Newcastle, you know, they're not going to do anything to Newcastle either. I'm surprised they even did something to Chelsea. I think they probably had more pressure than they wanted to do something against Chelsea, and I don't think the Premier League really wanted that to happen. I think the fact that Bowley's come in and just chucked a whole bunch of money around has sort of softened the blow a little bit, but I don't really think that they wanted Abramovich to go, to be honest. They want the money in the league and know exactly what was happening. 100%. They've not, and you know what? They've not even turned a blind eye to it. They've been very open about it. They're fully aware of what's going on. You know, this is the thing. You can't have, quote unquote, the best players in the league will not come to the league unless they're getting paid the best. Simple as that. You know? And how do you get that? Well, you bring all the money in, right? You can't be in a league where someone like, for example, Southampton can outbid AC Milan. Do you know what I mean? Like, just as an example, that makes no sense. Yeah, that makes no sense at all. What world do we live in where that's a thing? Like, probably even West Brom, who are in the Championship, could probably outbid most of Italy. Do you know what I mean? It's just shit. You know, you look at the US market's not really got anything to do with it. Like, the US market is really poor. Like, historically, US owners don't do particularly well in England. You know, I don't really think. I'm gonna say it now. I don't think there's been a particularly successful US owner. I'm sure people will instantly go, oh, what about Liverpool, FSG? Liverpool fans don't seem to like FSG because Liverpool fans are sitting there going, yeah, but they don't throw a whole bunch of money at us. You know, United fans don't like the Glazers because, well, they do throw a whole bunch of money at Man United. Like, Villa used to have Randy Lerner. He left because he didn't have enough money. Who else has had Americans in? Kroenke at Arsenal? Well, again, you would argue it's taken, how long has he been there before anyone's even remotely happy with Kroenke? And to be fair, if it was another season of Arsenal finishing fourth, a lot of people would be on Kroenke's back again. They wanted Elon Musk, didn't they? Ellis Short at Sunderland. I tried to forget that one, alligator. That didn't work out either. Charlton are just about to get some new Americans in, aren't they? Or they had Americans in. They're now getting Charlie Metvin is turning up. Which, if there's any Charlton fans in, I'm really sorry. Like, that's not going to go well for you. No one wants Elon Musk for anything. Yeah, Kroenke at Arsenal is probably the best just now. Just now, yes. But again, there was that thing when it was all like, oh, Spotify are going to buy Arsenal, or Elon Musk was going to buy Arsenal. It's always looking around at who's got more money. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter how good someone is right now. If someone has more money, then you're going to be going, yeah, I'd rather have them though. And what's Kroenke done? Exactly, Nige. Exactly. There is that. Like, what has Kroenke actually done? They're having a great season right now, but if Arsenal don't win the title, will they still be backing Kroenke and going, yeah, Kroenke was the right decision? I'm not so sure. I could be wrong, but I'm not so sure. Kroenke's at least given Arteta time to get a project in place. He has, but he hasn't really had much. Maybe I'm doing a disservice, but I don't think he's had much option. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's been that thing of, he kind of has to, really, because what else is he going to do? You know, he's not, because if he gets rid of Arteta, and of course he's not, like, we're going to talk historically here. If he was to get rid of Arteta, who would come in knowing that there wasn't a great deal of money to spend? Do you know what I mean? That's where you're at, going, right, you know, would you come in for that? Don't think they would. Love the fact that Owen O'Brien's like having a great time. He's off to Schalke next. Like, where's he gone? He's just all over the place, this boy. Frankie Marmalade to Weymouth. Raggio, what do you reckon? Do you want to go? You only got slight interest, apparently. Oh, you're going on loan. It's fine, it's loan. Don't worry. You're loan in. Briefcase gamer, what's the skin? Skin is Tato skin for us. That's our thing. There would have been options. Arsenal as a club still has some weight. Yeah, I'll take that. And again, Premier League, isn't it? So everyone will throw themselves to get into the Premier League. Luke Norwood, very, very good right back here. We don't really need a right back, but potential championship standard, which means he's probably going to be expensive, to be honest. Might be a little biased because Kroenke's ownership has been very solid for the Avalanche in hockey. Okay, that's fair enough. And I think someone was saying as well, Kroenke owns the Avalanche and the Nuggets, so I'm happy with him. Who wish he would buy the Rockies. All right, okay, here's some more then. The 49ers own Leeds. What about that? There's a conversation to have tonight. Is Gittos in? Old Jesse Marsh, he's gone. Feels weird that. He's not. I don't think he's been given much time, really. And I also feel as well, he's now got, what does he do next? Because he's going to be struggling for a club now. Like, what, US national team? Is that the next job for him? I think there's no other. He's not going to get a job in Europe, is he? As harsh as it sounds, unless he goes to Italy. But even then, I don't think he'll go to Italy. I don't see where he goes now. And I'm really Aberdeen. Could you imagine Jesse Marsh turns up at Aberdeen? It's possible, man. They've got American owners. They have got an American owner. And they're linked with Stephen Glass, didn't they? They're at Atlanta. So maybe that's the thing. LUFC Leeds 10. I wonder who you support. Jesse deserved to go. Right, interesting. Okay, right. I'm interested to hear your views on that one then. What would you want to do next then? What's your plan next? Leeds. Double. I'm going to call you double Leeds. What's the plan next? Who do you want back in? Or who do you want in? Sorry, I kind of already led into it there. Do you want Bielsa back? Is that what you want? Because he is out of a job, isn't he? He is out of a job. Would you go back? Realistically, Rafa Benitez, Pochettino. I find Rafa a bit of a strange choice. I think the way that you play doesn't really, or the way that you're currently playing doesn't really suit Rafa. I think you're a bit more high tempo than what Rafa would be wanting. Again, I mean, forget, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just sort of basing it still on potentially what you were doing under Bielsa. But I just figure that there's a bit. I don't know. I'm not sure Rafa's the right one for you, really. I don't know where. I think you need someone who's going to be a bit more long term, and I don't think that Rafa is a long term fit for you guys. I thought maybe Jesse would have been. I thought, you'd give him a bit of time to sort of build and recruit and sort of especially with the 49ers link up, bring players. So you've just brought in Weston McKennie. I love Weston McKennie. I think he's brilliant. That's got to be surely playing on his mind now. He's turned up and all of a sudden Jesse Marsh is gone. You've got to try and now sort of smooth that over a little bit. It's just weird. Yeah, giving him the transfer window and then sacking him is very, very odd. I mean, it's, again, forgive me, it's a very Leeds way of doing it. It's a very Leeds way of doing it. But it just feels like a strange way, you know? Rogie Kelly did the same. We bought in Tommy Wright and it didn't work. Yeah, and then you got rid of players on deadline as well, didn't replace them. It just feels odd. Feels very odd. Robson Brown looks alright. I don't think we'll be paying your £2,000 a week wages, but see if we can get you on a loan, possibly. Evening, mad scientist. How are you, sir? You've been busy, haven't you? I believe you may have. Have you got some news for us? Possibly, mad scientist. Maybe something to do with. Maybe he's around Thursday. Possibly. Should we be keeping a bit of space free in our diaries? Maybe. Feel free to let us all know if that is the case. In fairness, Barnsley held up the Ollie Shaw announcements. They could do a dumb hype video on No Defence for Lafferty. I've not seen that yet. I've not seen it. What I have seen is Barnsley have got a hell of a little youngster, haven't they? In there, not Barnsley, Bristol City, I think they've got a hell of a little youngster. I watched the Football League show the other morning, and yeah, he looks a handy little player. Look, he looks a little bit like Jack Grealish, and I'm sure I'm probably not the first person that said that, and I'm sure I won't be the last person that said that, but he reminds me a little bit of Grealish when he broke onto the scene. So he could be worth a watch out for, to be honest, that boy. There you go, everyone. That's the 98-99 database officially released from the Mad Scientist on Thursday. Go and get it in your downloads. Queue yourself up. That's got to happen, right? That has got to happen. Mad Scientist puts so much work and effort into these things as well, so like, you know it's going to be good. If you played the 92-93 database, you're going to love this. Absolutely. It's one of the best. It's one of the best eras of football. 92-93, 100%. But then, yeah, this 98-99. What do the young kids say? Inject it into my veins. That's what they say, isn't it? What team am I playing as on stream? I don't know, Rogie. Do you want to pop a poll up there and we can do that? It's not Aberdeen, by the way. I'm not being Aberdeen. Okay? We'll stick a poll on. If you fancy, we can do a bit of 98-99. Are we making another appearance on the show? It's Johnny D. Which one? What? Aberdeen's not happening. What's the options? I don't know. Should we open up to the chat? Right. Think about this. What would you like? What would you like in terms of 98-99? For me, I want to manage Ronaldo. I want to manage Ronaldo in Inter. But I know that's a really bad thing because I'll just end up ruining him. And I'll end up just breaking everything that Inter have built. You can play Sunderland 98-99 for the anniversary stream. That right there. That's it. I just got it. Alfie Gilchrist out with a dislocated shoulder. Let's send him to the specialists because we need Alfie Gilchrist. We still need a centre half as well, actually. Still no centre half. Ajax is a good shout. Ajax is a very good shout. Newcastle with Sheeran. Maybe not Newcastle. Maybe not Newcastle. Arsenal? We've got previous with Arsenal, haven't we? Don't think they like us much. But we could. We could, though. Don't go anywhere near Arsenal. Hey, That's the thing. I don't want to ruin Wenger's good work. That's the thing. I don't want to do that. Tottenham. Barca team was nice. It was a little too nice. Strong says, I'm going to be doing Liverpool. Owen Fowler, McManaman, two youngsters, and Gerrard and Carragher. I'm not going anywhere near Liverpool. I can tell you that right now as well. But Strongo, you're right. Again, good period for Liverpool. Really good period for Liverpool. So, got to be a thing. Do we go in for Raspberry? We can't afford him. 900 grand. Damn it. We need our Raspberry fixed, don't we? Network stream with RDF. Oh, that could happen. That could happen. That could be a thing, you know. Like a Sunday night or something. Sunday night, me and RDF do some 98.99. I'm not against that. Wimbledon. Absolutely, yeah. Crazy gang, get that happening. Database is available Thursday, Wilco. Thursday. Make sure you follow the mad scientist. Keep your eyes there because he is going to be tweeting that all over, and we're going to retweet it as well. Going to be all over it. All over that release. Pinned post, as Rogie says, there's a pinned post in the chat already saying exactly when it's going to be out. 98.99 Italy. That feels good for me. Who was at Sampdoria in 98.99? Everyone had left by that point, hadn't they? They'd all kind of gone to Chelsea at that point. We're going to pay this guy all his wages. Marking's not brilliant. "35th in League One for key headers, though. That's not bad. Middlesbrough. Is that banter era Middlesbrough? Let's have a look. Would that be banter era Borough? Because that could be a shout, you know. If I get to manage Janino. Although Sunderland, at the time, would have been all like it would have been Quinn and Phillips, wouldn't it? 98-99. Let's have a look at what Middlesbrough's squad would have been in 98-99. 98-99 would have been Gascoigne, Marco Branca, Gianluca Festa, Alan Armstrong, Robbie Stockdale, Andy Townsend, Hamilton Rickard, Robbie Musto, and Gary Pallister. It's not quite the banter era, is it? Whereas, if we look at Sunderland, 98-99, this is the one, isn't it? Thomas Sorensen, Michael Gray, Chris Macon, Lee Clark, Kevin Ball, Kevin Phillips, Niall Quinn, Michael Bridges, Alex Ray, Nicky Summerby, Gavin McGann. I think it's probably that, innit? Alan Johnston, Andy Melville, Danny Dickio. I'm definitely open to the only name I recognise from the 98-99 Sampdoria squad is what? Ariel Ortega. Have we won all the trophies yet? No, not yet. Not yet, Pocket. This is what we have won, though. Let's quickly have a little look here. This is what we have won. There were 7 trophies in 9 seasons. And here's where we are, though. Right? Here's we are. We're going to be in League 2 this season, so we can win League 2 potentially. We can win the FA Cup potentially. The Carabao Cup potentially. More realistically, the Pizza Cup. Was Lee Sharp at Sampdoria in 98-99? Really? Oh, what a time. What a time to be allowed, to be alive. Lots of Man City boys there. We're not, I mean, Man City would have been in Division 3 at that point. So, and I think the problem with the database, correct me if I'm wrong, Mad, is Man City's reputation kind of as it is now? Are they sort of like expected to be pushing on, or are they expected to struggle in the third division? That would be the question that I'd be looking at. 98, 96, 97 was prime banter Borough. Yeah, that's right, because it just literally straight after the all Man City boys and Sunderland. Got you, yeah. Aston Villa, no chance. No chance being a child. Not at all. It's not a thing for us. It's not going to be a thing at all. Barry Hercules has signed. Man City are rated top 3 second division team. Reps dropped by more than 3,000 with modern database. Okay, they're reckoning Barry Hercules will never be good enough. I mean, they're probably right. They're probably right. Moving to the under 21s. There you go. That's fine. Parma. Parma's a possibility. It's Sunderland, somewhere in Italy. Ajax, somewhere else in England. Ronaldo. Yeah. Like that. It's a good pull. Parma is a shout. And if the mad scientist had anything to do with it, Parma will be very good. Fortunately, Asprilla won't be there, will he? Because he left. He went to Newcastle at that point. Actually, he may have even already left. Let's have a look at Parma in 98, 99. Who've they got? Well, obviously they've got Buffon, I'm guessing. Buffon in goal, of course. Ooh, I've already seen Buffon, Marcus Thuram, Benarivo, Cannavaro, Sensini, Juan Veron, Baggio, I think that's Dino Baggio, isn't it? Alan Bogosian, Enrico Chiesa, Hernan Crespo. Oh, sign me up. They have got Asprilla still. Asprilla's there. Orlandini, Giunti, Mario Stanic, Marco Balbo, Abel Balbo. Parma's a possibility, innit? Parma is a possible. Inter Milan 1980. Inter Milan have Gianluca Pagliuca, Javier Zanetti, Giuseppe Bergami, Mikel Silvestre, Aaron Vinter, Diego Simeone, Ivan Zamorano, Ronaldo, Roberto Baggio, Taribo West, Dario Simic, Yuri Zokayev, Nicola Ventola, Paolo Souza, Mauro Milanese, Zelias, Gilberto, Cristiano Zanetti, Alvaro Recoba, and Carnu. Tony managing Simeone would be mint. You had me at Ivan Zamorano. Yeah, agreed. Absolutely agreed. Do you remember the Champ Manager 3 legend Peter Prosper? He's in the database as well. Really? I didn't know that at all, actually. I think that's one of those ones where it may have passed me by a smidge. I may have forgotten about that one, but I'll have a little look for him. Apologies, Dan. I didn't click continue. I was busy reading out players from another list. So, you know how my brain works. I can't concentrate on one thing at once. I've got to concentrate on multiple things at once. And therefore, concentrate on nothing. I see Lazio would have been a good shout, but for the whole, fascism side of things, I'm not massively cool with that. Call me old-fashioned, I suppose. But yeah, I think the whole Italy thing is pretty good, isn't it? Italy's definitely the one. I mean, that Milan side of 98, 99 must have been half decent as well. Abbiati, Rossi in goal, Maldini, Costa Curta, Ayala and Gotti, Ziga, Helveg, Coco, Midfield of Albertini, Leonardo, Boban, Ludovic Giuli, Ambrosini, Ibrahim Abar, Federico Giunti, Dominic Morfeo, Roberto Donadoni up front, Oliver Bierhoff, George Weah. I mean, it needs a bit of work up front, doesn't it, really, to be honest? It needs another striker. We kind of got a little bit of something there, haven't we? Evening old-fashioned, how goes it? Hello, Llama. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We will, of course, drop a big shout-out for Llama. Should probably say that I popped into Llama's stream today, because Llama started streaming over on YouTube, so go and make sure you follow him, because it was a lovely stream. As you know, Llama's one of our favourite people, so yeah, go and give him some love. Didn't know about the fascism. Well, it's quite a bit of it, I'm afraid, Pocket. Quite a bit. They're, not a great club, Lazio, sadly. Which is a shame, it's a shame, but yeah. Comes to us all, doesn't it, apparently. We're trying to pick a team for the 98-99 database, Llama. And I'm very much being swayed by Italy, but the chance of managing Kevin Phillips and Niall Quinn at the same time at Sunderland, how can I pass that up, Right, I'm torn here, okay? Jaden Williams may be our Bailey Kadamari for this season, okay? He scored 40 goals last season in the league, in the National League, okay? He scored 38 goals the season before in the National League. What's he going to be like, though, in the Football League? Obviously, we've got a Guru to lead the line, so he's not going to be the number one striker. What's he going to be like? Is he going to be any good? Don't know. Not sure. 98 was 3 years past Galazzo for me. Yeah, it was. Italy was on its downward spiral at that point, but Ronaldo was there. R9 running around, hobbling around in some parts, to be honest, but it's all Italian football, isn't it? I'll say there's already been a suggestion for Newcastle, and we ain't doing Newcastle. There is a poll out at the minute. Somewhere in Italy is just beating somewhere in England. So it's a close one. Good season, good chance we play one season and emulate the Man United treble. Presumably that means manage Man United, I'm guessing. I mean, not necessarily. I could probably try and win the Champions League with somebody else, but who else was in the Champions League then? Was it back in the time when there was only two teams? Again, that sounds stupid to say. Was there only two teams in the Champions League at that point? Remember the days when it used to just be the champions were in this thing? It was a knockout tournament, and it was an actual legitimate competition of who is the best team in Europe. Anyone remember that? Just us old folk, I think. All the young ones going, yeah, but now there's like 105 teams. It's much better. Nah. Bring back the Intertoto Cup. Yes, Rogie. Absolutely. In fact, you know what? Not even just the Intertoto Cup. Bring me back the Anglo-Italia Cup. That's what I want. I want to see second and third division English teams playing second division and third division Italian teams. I want to see Grimsby versus Pescara. That's what I want to see. The Milk Cup. Well, the Milk Cup was essentially just the League Cup, really. Same as, and then the Rumbelows Cup and the Zenith Data Systems Shield became the Pizza Cup, I think. Billy Vigar, 26 years old, from Grimsby, probably played as part of that Intertoto Cup winning side. Kimbo Henry, doesn't look like a Kimbo. You hear Kimbo, you think Slice, don't you? LDV Vans, yeah, that's right. There's the Zenith Data Systems Cup. I'm sure I've just mentioned that there. 98-99, Empoli finished bottom of Serie A with 20 points, 13 points behind the team, one place above him. Sounds like a TJ challenge to keep them up. Oh, God. Oh, it really does, doesn't it? It sounds exactly like the sort of thing that I would do. Oh, why am I the way I am? I'm getting old man yells at cloud vibes from Tony right now. Yeah, pretty much. Well, I'm not one for change. I'm not fussed for change. Don't need it. Now, what are my favourite FM saves to play? Favourite FM saves are low leagues. Low league journeyman, like what we're doing here. This is British Steel. We had to start unemployed, no badges, no experience, applied for whatever job we could, and we ended up in the 3rd division of Northern Ireland. That's the sort of saves I like, where you get in about it, you grind things out, create your stories that way. That's where we are. Is Tony even allowed his comments after in Italy after his comments about Ranieri? All I did was I spoke a lot of facts, right? And the problem is, if people don't like it, then that's not my problem, is it? Relegation specialist, yes, I am that. That's probably a fair assumption, to be honest. Friendly Ghost, we want the Intertotal, we won at one time. That's a question. I think it's probably gone, hasn't it? I think it probably went by about 98, 99. Sadly, it's not Ranieri, it was getting Sampdoria relegated. Yeah, they were fine with what I said about Ranieri. It was the whole relegation thing that there was a problem. But also, that was a precursor to real life, because they've never actually been... attribute masking on. Pocket, we've got to have attribute masking on. We've got to scout the players properly or bring them in on trial first. Can't just by sight unseen, unless it's a staff recommendation and we just go, well, you apparently know what you're on about. And yeah, we don't just go straight off. In fact, you'll see here as we go to players. Let's go to anybody there on the who's listed for loan. If I click on Thomas, we don't know anything about him, so we've got to go and find that out. I like the idea that it's just names on a page. I don't like the fact that we would know straight away who would win, who would be there, and loads of stuff about them. Like, I don't know much about Gabri unless I've been scouting him, which I clearly have been, and I know that is going to put me off. £4,700 wages. I also know I need a toilet, so I'm going to go for a quick wee. So the chair is in charge. Give the chair a charge. What was the result of the poll, by the way? Did we work out what had happened? Where are you managing? Where are we going? What's our poll? Italy won. Excellent. I like that. Right, give me 2 seconds. Chair. I've never seen him on my chat cunt's face from Tony ever. Is that a thing? Is that the face? Is that the face I pull? I don't mean it. I definitely don't mean it. I love you all. God, I need to tell my face, don't I? Then I thought Mrs. J had an angry face, but no, apparently it's me. I've not got a poker face, I can tell you that much. I'm terrible at poker. I do definitely wear all of my emotions on my face. So if I have pulled that face, then yeah, I'm sorry, but it will be your fault. Didn't think I was doing that though, but there you go. Someone's obviously pushed my buttons, and I can't say who because I don't know. Could be any of you. We prefer Tony to the chair. Oh. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Frankie Marmalade's off to get some first team football at Hanover. So hopefully, Razio, you can get some first team football. Come back fighting for us. That's what we're hoping for. Mehmet's off to Halifax on loan. That's fine. The chair is creepily quiet, says the Patriots. Welcome back in, buddy. Hope you're well. Italy, it says. Really? Where do we see that? Where was that? Oof. I love Italy. My face didn't say Italy, my face would say Italy, get in. What would say would be if it said, like, you know, oh, you have to manage in the Premier League. I'd be like, ugh. Well, that sounds dull. You know? How have we sent a lad out on loan to Germany? No, we haven't. No, that's the guy who's being talked around here. That's Owen O'Brien from Linfield. Do you remember him? Do you remember the young defender that we had? So he moved to Lille from Linfield for 400 grand. We've kept him on the shortlist to work to keep tabs on him. He's moved to Hoffenheim for 7 million quid, and he's now potentially being sold to Hanover. Although Bristol City want to bring him into the UK, so we are keeping our eyes on him. One day he'll come back. He's still only 22. Unless you watch the stream back. I will. If I've pulled that face, I'm really sorry, but it's not what I'm supposed to do. My face shouldn't say that, really. Should it? My face should be like, hey guys, everything's fine. Because it is, everything is fine. It's all lovely. Oh, he said Frankie Marmalade was going to Hanover. Oh god. Oh, I mean, if you'd like to go to Hanover, we can certainly try pushing you that way, Razio. But I'm not sure if it's a deal we can get over the line, if I'm honest. All right, we're playing Gosport away, and then we play Hearts, the Rogie Derby. We should start calling it. It's better than Weymouth. It is better than Weymouth. Yeah, you're right. Uruguay have beaten England in the World Cup semi-finals. Get in. Brilliant stuff. It's fine. Someone's gone off to Oxford. Gone to Hollywood FC. We weren't bothered. We didn't even go in for him. So let him do it. I think we were looking for a new goalkeeping coach, weren't we, at one point? Or maybe a fitness coach. Actually, he looks pretty decent. Danny Lloyd. Probably got a gym named after him. Tate Wigley. Emlyn McCann. Some decent coaches available. Now look, because our goalkeeping coaches need improving, right? And we could potentially... Leon Blackmore. Such looks fine. That's what I think that we need. Our goalkeeping coach isn't very good, really. We need a new goalkeeping coach. So maybe we keep our eyes peeled for another coach. Just start to save a Foggia. See, I like Foggia. They've got a lot of history. They approached Zdeněk Zeman, appointed Zdeněk Zeman like 4 times or something as their manager. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Okay, let's have a little look then. We're going to play Gosport. Duffy's got a knock, so he's not going to be playing, which is a bit of a shame. So we'll play Lane Bourne behind the striker. Haley Beach is there. Robson Brown is going to go centre back. I think Owen Burns can be on the bench for now. Calvin Malcolm can go on the wing. Blenkinsop needs to be on the bench. Jaden Williams can be there as well. That's Lewis Semple, who's on trial. Looks fine. Reagan Allen, Henry Williams, these both look. Reagan Allen probably looks better. Llama renamed a new gen. Yes, Llama. Right, how are we going to do this? Where do you want to be? How are we going to work this one out? What sort of player would you like? A new gen striker of our choosing. Okay, let's have a think about that, shall we? Let's play this game, then we'll find you a striker. One in our team or one in our universe? Two very different things, of course. I think an Oxford boy. Okay. We could make that happen. We can make that happen. So we got ourselves a bit of pre-season action here. Away at Gosport. We're in white, by the way. It's taken me a second to work out which one we're in. We're definitely white. Maguire over the top. There's Malcolm away for his first touch. It's a good touch inside to Lintop, who puts it wide. Oh, it's deflected. It's deflected. Didn't just put it wide himself. Blakey puts the cross in. That's headed away for another corner. 20 assists last season for Blakey, by the way, from left back. Not bad for a player that the fans hated and thought was a dreadful signing. Works out in the end, doesn't it? It's always the way. Who thinks the fans know anything? Nobody. Ball at the top. Aguero. He's not going to win that header, is he? We need the ball played through to him to run onto. Malcolm back inside to Lintop. Yeah, we're just going to see sort of like how the formation works from last season. Similar players to last season. We've not massively changed the side. Obviously, Westwood's brand new. Brown's in on loan. He's new. Malcolm's new. So that's only what, 1, 2, 3. 3 new players starting from last season. We'll take that. Guess that we're playing Noel in a more advanced position. Blakey smashed it over the bar. He should do better than that, really. He shouldn't be hitting that from there like that. If he is going to hit that from there, it should be nestling in the top corner. Lintop. Bourne. Lintop again. Malcolm on his wrong foot. Bourne. Back for Hackney. Maguire. Brown over the top. Bourne gets there. Nods down to Malcolm. Just keep the ball more than anything, aren't we? We're just not looking like we're going to penetrate. Maybe we need to start putting some crosses in. Although we're only 8 minutes in. A lot of highlights so far in this friendly already. 8 minutes in, I think we've seen every little bit of the action so far. Aguero, nice ball outside to Malcolm. Who just gives the ball away. No, wins it back though. That'll do. Great ball. Nolan with the header. Anyway, now he gets involved. Lintop charging down the wing. Goes back, leaves the defender on the floor. Malcolm deflects through. It's not even worth getting excited about, is it, to be honest? I know it's friendlies, but it just looks a bit easy at this point. Well, granted, we've not actually scored, so there's that issue. Aguero's through though. That'll do. That gives us the first goal at least. Let's get the arms up for that, I think. Deserve to get some celebrations going there, because we've done something. 17 minutes in. Bourne, great ball. Aguero's through on his own. We'll do the cheer when it's a game that matters. It's quite arrogant of us to suggest that friendlies don't matter. Maguire. Malcolm's taking a knock. That's not what we want. Lintott, Maguire. Oh, right. So let's move Malcolm off then if he's picked up a knock. Don't want that. So let's put Owen Burns in there then. And let's even consider going 4-2-3-1. I don't really like it personally, but might be the thing we have to do. Sub C, welcome in. Appreciate the follow. That's very kind of you. Burns, he's a free transfer from Hartlepool, by the way, so see what he looks like. Oh, he gets a goal with his first touch. Or his first sort of involvement in the game. I should say. A couple of players as well, by the way, that you might have seen some news items have come through already. Starting to consider their options for next season. Already. Lulu Booster, welcome back. I've not seen you for ages. Hope you're well. Oh, what a finish that is. Aguero. Hope you're well, by the way, Lulu. I know that's only a friendly, but that's a cracking finish, and it takes it down on his thigh, and then shades of Ronaldo, the proper Ronaldo. R9, 09. He's going to get the number 9 jersey this season. Obviously now that BTC's left. Nolan, great ball through. Oh, it's a hat-trick inside 30 minutes. So this is what we're talking. Need to play some better teams, see how they stack up against League 1 and League 2. Yeah, but we're going to play Hearts next, and then we'll stick another friendly in, I think, to be honest, just to give ourselves a bit of an idea. But I'm not massively concerned, Nige. Like, and again, I don't know whether that's like an arrogance thing or whatever, or a little bit sort of complacency possibly, but I think we've got a pretty decent side. Like most of our players, I don't think we're going to go down. Clip that, by the way. So that's Lulu Booster straight in, re-subbing, 4 months in. Appreciate you, very, very kind. So the 20-second catch-up, Lulu Booster, is we are now into Season 9 of the British Steel Challenge. We've been at Banbridge in Northern Ireland. We've been at Portadown. We've been at Dungannon. We've been at Linfield in Northern Ireland. We've won 5 trophies in Northern Ireland. We've come to Oxford, who are in the National League. Got relegated. Not our fault. Oh, lovely goal. Beautiful football. We lost the title on the final game of the first season there. Then we lost the playoff final. Last season we won the title with 101 points and won the FA trophy as well. So we've won 7 trophies out of 35. We're about to start season 9. So decent. It's a bit longer than 20 seconds as well, so apologies for that, but I think we're there or thereabouts, right? There's a cracking little bit of football there, though, by the way. Oh, what a strike that is. Matt Godfrey with an effort from distance there. Missed 3 clubs in my interlude. I mean, some of those clubs would be happy for you to have missed that. Like, for example, Dungannon. Portadown we moved to because we thought they were a better chance of winning stuff than Banbridge. Wasn't true. Dungannon, we won a cup. Basically, we beat Portadown. Portadown got hammered 5-0 by Dungannon in the semi-finals of a cup. Then we got the Dungannon job. So we played in the final of the cup competition, won it, and then struggled in the league. We were about to get relegated, so we're like, see you lads. And then got the Linfield job, and they were second in the league. Don't know why they gave it to us, but yeah, we went and won a double. Should have won 4. We still should have won 4 trophies that season. But we'll make do with a double. You know. Got the Dungannon and a headache job at the chat popping up for certain musical artists. Yeah. Taylor Swift's a thing, Lulu Booster. I don't know if you've ever heard about this, but apparently that's a thing. Is this the 101 point side? This is exactly it. Yeah. With a couple of additions, not many additions, I must admit, just a couple. But yeah, this is them, and I think they're pretty good. We've got a couple of players who are certainly able to play at a higher level than they currently do. And we managed to get a couple of players in at the right time, like Aguero, for example. We signed him from Sunderland at like 30 grand. and then he scored something daft like sort of 15 goals in 16 games or something like that. Like, but there was like over like sort of like in the league and cup, so he was making sure he got some good goals at good times. But then like we sort of, everyone just went on a bit of a, everyone just sort of put their feet up with about 3 or 4 games to go. We just sort of limped over the line to the title. So I don't know whether it was because the players were a bit tired. We kind of mentioned here about physios being on job shares. Don't know whether it's part of that or not, but goal disallowed. Yeah, we haven't had any players in the chat since the Banbridge save though, so that's a thing now where we're sort of not quite getting those interactions that we had before. That's a shame. We enjoyed that. That was lovely, getting those people in. But yeah, we're back in England now. The plan was actually to come to Scotland. It wasn't to go to England, but there was no Scottish jobs available, so nothing better than getting a steal on a player in the lower leagues. We actually have to go and have a look at the players that were released from the Premier League. I forgot to do that. It's the first thing I should have done. Offside, I think. Over the top anyway. Dreadful volley. Let's have a look at Blenkinsop, see if he comes on. See what he looks like as a big wide player. Blakey. Bourne's not going to go for it. In fact, he's playing alright, Bourne, to be honest. Blakey's through. just he's desperate to put his foot through it. He just loves it. Absolutely loves it. We've got poor Sam Long as well sat there. 35 years old. He's the club's record appearance holder, and I can't really offer him a new contract because he wants to be an important first team player, but he's not going to be an important first team player this season, and he knows it. Oh, just kept that one out somehow. So we need a left back. That's what we need. Yeah, we could do with hits a long ball in the tooth. We need a left back to cover for Blakey. Good save. Keeper's kept them in it there, hasn't he? So 4-1 I'll take. That's a nice bit of fitness for the players. Yeah, we'll take that. 24 shots, 11 on target. XG of what, 2.4 or something? That's fine. Frankie's doing well enough in training there. Good work. Bourne, we'll criticise him, but I think he played alright in there. A week out for Callum Malcolm, that's fine. I should really have had a look at the players release, shouldn't I? That's what I need to do. Oh, and Becker's cracking left back for this level. Hold that thought. We need to see if there's any players that we can get from can you play FM23 with a friend? Yeah, you can network it. You can network game, Jamesy. It's good fun to do as well. I would heartily recommend you give it a go. Obviously, you need a good internet connection. Well, I'm sure you can make that happen. Is that on PS5? I don't know what the situation is with the PS5. I'd imagine so. Anyone in the chat working on the PS5 version? Can you confirm or deny that we can do friend games? I would imagine you should be able to, surely. Ruben Loftus-Cheek at Villa. 34 years old. He's retiring, so we obviously can't bring him in. Not that he'd be bothered anyway. Dominic Iorfa, 35 years old. Patrick Bamford, 36. Retiring. He's not going to be first. Corey Blackett-Taylor. Just quickly running through, seeing if there's any players that have been released from like Premier League clubs or big players that we can jump and have a look at. We'll of course potentially end up skimming past some. Daniel Jebbison, 6'3". We've had Jebbison at Sunderland before. I don't know if he wants to drop all the way down to League Two, but we can ask a question. Eka Peters, 34. He's going to decline pretty quickly, isn't he? Formerly of Oxford as well. Fraser Horsfall, 33. Is that big Nat Phillips at Bournemouth? I think it will be. Yeah, he's at Norwich. Michael Agbula. Lewis Reed. Oh, Lou Reed from Peterborough. Oh. Ronaldo Vieira. He's only 31. He's gone to Sporting Lisbon. Jebbison would be a great sign. Oh, it would. It would be ridiculous at this level. I'm unsure that it'll happen. I have my reservations. I don't think we'll be. Don't think it'll be happening, but we'll see. We'll see. Started coming to the team in real life as well. Yeah, like I think, as I say, we had him at Sunderland when we did that save online. He was great, really, really good. And I just can't see us getting him. To be honest, as much as I would love the idea of it happening, I can't see it. This bit's all just guesswork as well, because we don't really know anybody, and it's just like players being released. Is there anyone that might be decent? Just take a chance, get someone on a trial, essentially. Let's say we're just waiting for anybody who's at a big club. 34 years old. Ganonto. 26. Wanted by Portsmouth, Preston. I mean, we could try. I don't think he's going to be particularly fussed. No, he's not bothered. Odegaard's 31. He's wanted by Napoli. That would have been. I love what I was about to say. That would be a hell of a sign. Yeah, of course it would, but it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. John Suter, 33. Mikel Malsa. Is there anybody kicking about that might be on a free transfer? I should really start asking the staff, shouldn't I? Get the alleged director of football to be like, have you heard of anyone being released? Anyone you think might be decent? Anyone? No one? No? Okay, fine. No worries. Glad you're keeping your ears to the ground. Welcome in, by the way, everyone who's brand new. If you are brand new, do remember we stream Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays around here. If you're enjoying it, feel free to drop a follow. That'd be much appreciated. Obviously, come and join Discord as well. Come and hang out with us over here. And we also have the Football Manager Show on podcast platforms all over the place. So come and join us there. Zane Silcott Dewberry. Let's trial you in, actually, because you might be. Inverted wing? I'd rather you were a wing back. You might not be able to tackle, though. That could be a problem. That could be a problem. Kane Lafondra. We looked at him earlier on, but we've already got enough players who can play left. Who can play left back? Left midfield, sorry. Sergeant Linton. We need to do Llama's rename as well, don't we? Llama, are you still in the chat, by the way? Because I need to get a name off you to work out who you want. We'll pick whoever we can get as our namee. What name would you like? What name would you like? Vontae Williams. Go with Bobby Fresno. Go Bobby Fresno, yeah. Let's do that. And you want a striker? Have we got a decent striker? That's a Guru, of course. He's our main man, who's real, so he's not a new gen. Heffernan, he's 20. He's not going to be there. Gilbert's real. Billy Phillips, he's 24. He should really be getting games by now. 13's Billy Phillips is still there. David Moynihan's not particularly good enough. I think if you want someone from our team, then Chatfield or Heffernan for strikers. If you want someone from somewhere else, we can find you someone better. Ben Nolan. Do you want to change Ben Nolan? All right. Go on. Well, you can change Ben Nolan. You can have him. Yeah. Right, Bobby Fresno, that's him. He's yours now. He looks like a Bobby Fresno. He does look like a Bobby Fresno. Welcome in, Beyond Ultra. How are you, pal? Nice to see you. Hope life's treating you well. Silcott Dewberry's turned the chance to come and join us down. So was Jebison. We kind of imagined Jebison would turn us down. Zaja Linton. Good League One player, apparently. Is this winning every cup in England? Not just in England for now. Not England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So the whole thing. Trying to win all over the place. Iona Evans, does this new database update mean players will be switching clubs? Yes, it will be. I presume you mean the up-to-date database that comes out. If that is the situation, then yes. If you want those players to be in that new club, then you'll have to start a brand new save. So, evening well, One Club Champ, welcome in. Hope you're well. Do of course go and drop One Club Champ a follow. By the way, we raided into him a couple of times recently. He's a lovely boy, lovely man. Brand new streamer. So again, go and give him some love. We raided into him Friday night, I think it was, after we had a load of fun here, and he was in the playoff final, second leg, and we raided in, and it was a perfect moment. So it was great to see him get promoted. So yeah, go and give him some love. It's he's a streamer we like watching. When does the new database start? I don't know. Normally it's about second or third week of February. I think, to be honest, they bring them out. So it's obviously not ready now, but they'll be getting there as we go through it. Hello Ultra, welcome. Hope you're well. Nice to have you in also. Rox Roy Wallen, I liked him as well. Don't really want to be paying wages. Again, we've already brought a centre half in, so might not be getting him in actually at this point. If you mean the one of the pinned post, it's Mad's database. Yes, that could be it. Yeah. If that's what you're talking about, then the Mad's database is going to be out on Thursday. And with that, you'll need to start a brand new save. You'll have to download everything as well. So there's loads of stuff for it to do. And yeah, you'll have to definitely do that, because Yeah, because you can't just get the 98, 99 database working in game straight away. You can't just be like, so all of a sudden we've gone back in time. Doesn't work like that. But yeah, definitely get it locked in and give Mad Scientist some support, and also give this man, the United City FM, some support as well, because we love him greatly. So do drop him a follow. Hope you're well, Kev. It's nice to have you back in, by the way. Hope life's treating you good. Can you have a look at Cam Congreve? I mean, I can, but we have attribute masking on, so you might not see. Actually, yeah, you can see a bit of him. 26 years old. He's gone to Stockport. So I'm not sure if he's going to be one for us. He's got a couple of years left on his contract, so I presume, given the fact he's played 44 games, he's going to be first team material. We can shortlist him though. He seems like he might be someone for the future. So yeah, I say the future. He's just like someone who might be decent to keep their eyes on. So yeah, good shout. What's Aaron Lewis up to? Aaron Lewis, this guy here, 32-year-old Welsh lad. Is that the guy? He's 18 in real life, but we're in 2030 at this point in this game, so he might be starting to age a little bit. I think this must be your boy, is it, Rogie? Yeah, 32 years old, fullback. He looks like he's had fun in his career, to be honest. Newport, Swans, Carnarvon, a little bit of time at Farnborough. So yeah, he's up and about, doing some interesting things. I think we're still left back. That's what we want to be looking at. There's nobody jumping out straight away. See what the powers that be are saying, shall we? Anyone? Magnus Granum? Kosovan. Formerly at Derby and Morecambe and Ebbsfleet. Let's see what you reckon, shall we? Have you considered signing Christian Pulisic? That's not a bad shot, actually. Here's a regen. Hey, look at that. Hey, look. You know, obviously they're called new gens now, but that joke doesn't work as well as it would have done originally. Don't try for Bellingham. Yeah. Don't think we will. Back-to-back promotions. That's what we're plotting, says Llama. And he's right, you know, Kev. He's absolutely right. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go back-to-back. I'm not going to bother with, like, you know, all the other bits that happen in the middle, like, you know, like struggling. Nah, that's what old Tony would have done. Old Tony's going to go straight through here. Like, nah, come on, out of the way, everyone. Got some leagues to win. And there's also, I'm also ready for some sadness as well. Get us right to the line and then be like, oh, we fucked up. We fucked up good. How's what have I missed? Sorry, Kev, as well, by the way. What have I missed in your save this week? Because I know you are potentially starting a new club. Have you picked that club? And if so, where are you? Where are you going? Because I believe you're in Romania. Is that right? Kleber, Daniel Balassa. He's 33 now. Can't get him in. Anthony Hartigan. This will be a hell of a sign, wouldn't it? I know he's 30, but it could be a C minus. I thought it was going to be a better signing than it was. Joey Stevens. I hope not, Zah. I hope not. I hope he's long gone. I hope he's in jail at this point. I mean, he doesn't seem like the sort of person who will stay in football after after he's finished. So Daryl Paley, 6'4", could be decent size as well. Dakari Mafiko is 14 in real life. I don't think he'll be in the game then if he's 14. I think they had issues with Odegaard. No, they had issues with Odegaard when he was 15. So they didn't get him in there. So yeah, I can't imagine a 14-year-old is going to be in there. We're at Cluj. Cluj is decent. Gabriel Mackay-Steven. Who's put the bid in? Swansea. I mean, we probably aren't going to... A fringe player at $4,000. No chance. Plus, if you're going to go to Swansea, then you're more likely to go there, really, aren't you? To be honest. Hartigan's gone to Exeter. So we weren't going to get him anyway. Paul Tracy, though. There's a player. 4 for nut. We're using the Tato skin at the minute. It's a good one, isn't it? It's nice. Why would you go to Swansea if you could be part of the British Steel? I mean, you need to ask yourself this, don't you? Some players just don't have they just don't have that desire. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. They've got to ask themselves that. And if they can't see the project now, then they're never going to see it. You know, and more fool them. Hello, Mode Sam. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Hope you're good. Beyond Ultra, I'm good for pushing autos this season. Sitting third place in the third tier of Belgium. Nice. Well, there's nothing wrong with Swansea at all, Iona. Nothing wrong with Swansea whatsoever. But I can't help but take it personally that they'd rather go to Swansea than play for me. You know? How's the save going? The save is going very well. I'm very happy with how things are going so far. To be honest, I think that we are kind of getting something that looks quite decent. I think, maybe. I've got this horrible sense of like optimism. That's normally a worry. As Owen O'Brien's gone off to Werder Bremen. I mean, look at this boy. It just keeps developing. So we're playing Hearts now. So we'll see how we get on there. Johnny D. Believe. Yes, exactly. Hello, Car. Welcome in, buddy. How are you? Get a big shout out for Car Expo. If you aren't following, why not? England and Italy in that third place playoff there in the World Cup. So another interesting, great FM show tonight, Tony. Some very interesting squads with some slightly strange picks in terms of how early they went, says Kev. I'm looking forward to watching it back, to be honest. Watching it back is going to be great. We're putting the kids to bed, and then I tell you what, the youngest went to bed so early tonight that I managed to get into the garage and go for a workout while the other one was going to sleep. I was like, this is brilliant. Can do this. So there I am, clanging and banging in the garage, and it was fine. Just went to sleep. I was like, okay, cool. Tyler Goodrum, former Oxford player. It's fine, we can take him off there then. Carl, so happy with how things are going for you in terms of streaming. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. Like, you know what? It's been really cool. Seriously, just to get to where we are. The whole thing with what happened on Friday was just weird, because we started the stream and we'd had 2 really good streams prior, but we'd had like sort of big raids in there, so it was like, right, okay, you know, that's decent. So I sort of knew that my numbers were up. Sorry about that. And then on Friday we just had this like really solid, good, high numbers, quality stream, great chat. And I just sort of like, I joked on at the start and I was like, you know, we could probably like hit 100 subs tonight, like just, you know, say a bit tongue in cheek. I never chase subs and things like that. And it just got to the end of the stream and everyone was just like, hey, you know what? Yeah, it's a good idea. Let's do that. And people just like chucked a whole bunch of gifts out, and I was like, that's super nice, like so nice. The support was unreal, and it was just really lovely, just really, really lovely. Like we all had like a really nice moment, I think, on Friday, and then I sort of like, then I had the streamer guilt on Saturday because Mrs. J was at the was on a hen do on Friday night, Saturday night, and then Rogie. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you very much. 5 gifteds from Rogie. What a guy. What a guy. You know what I mean? Look what I've cost. You've started this, Rogie. Car, sorry. You've absolutely started it. Mo and Sam, appreciate the follow, by the way. Rogie out with 5 gifted subs. Ross has got one. Glenroy's got one. Jada Master's got one. What's Simo Beck's got one. GX Lobes. I'm glad GX Lobes has got one as well. He gives us a lot of support as well. It's happening again. I'm sure if you resub and that, then that'll just ping everything all back up again. So use your primes. It's free. It's already in. Bezos has got your money. Just link your Prime to your Twitch, and then when you sub, then link your Twitch to your Discord. Then you get into the free Discord channel where we can talk about everyone else behind everyone's back. And what I mean is we can plan some stuff as all part of your subscription thing. But yeah, we just had this sort of moment. It was just really cool to sort of be sat there and watch all these figures flying through, and I was like, oh shit, this is brilliant. And then Saturday night I was like, do I stream? Do I not stream? I don't know. And I got that little bit of streamer guilt, thinking I should jump on. I should. And I was like, you know what? No. Saturday night's just me just chilling. I'm just gonna chill. Gonna have like a little bit of time, watch some TV or whatever, get caught up on some stuff, have some sleep as well. And then Sunday it was just like Mrs. J's back. And I was like, that's cool. So we had a bit of a chat about what had happened on Friday night with the stream, and I was really looking forward to tonight. I was like, God, I wonder what's going to happen about about that. So is it going to be that sort of like that? Was I going to lose any numbers? Were like people going to be like, oh, he's not here on Saturday? We were all here yesterday, and thankfully, tonight we've looked pretty strong again. So I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I think people are just in a position where I can't really speak for anybody, but the impression I get is that people seem to enjoy hanging out here, really, and we have a nice time and we're not bitching and moaning, and people seem to be quite happy about that. I don't know, maybe I'm the alternative at this point. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think it's good. It's good. Like, we hang out, we chill, we have a very, very relaxed stream. We're not high energy, we're not sort of like rowdy, we don't have kickoffs. Yeah, it's just a bit. Why is he looking to leave? Why is he looking to go? After all the problems he caused at the back end of the season, why is he now thinking there's a good time to leave? Right, here's what Zar, a bit more mature. Yes, that's probably a good shout, actually. That is a good shout. We are a bit, I wouldn't say the vast majority of us are a bit older, but I think we do have a bit of a slightly older vibe, I think, to be honest. Maud Sam, I like your accent. Thank you, Sam. Thank you very much. Sam J, I appreciate the follow as well. That's very kind of you. I will catch a little bit of stuff that we've missed while I've been blabbering on. Sam's asked, what's the weirdest leagues everyone's played in? Indian Premier League, says Mr. Jolly. We never quite got to India last season. Well, I'm 43 Patriots in a couple of weeks, so So yeah, 40 definitely isn't old. I'm 42 right now, 43 in a couple of weeks. So the league, so we almost played in India last year. Indonesia we played in last year. That was fucking good. That was really good fun. Really good fun. If you get a chance to play in Indonesia, do that. Any player with a double attribute is like awesome. Rogi, is it payday or something? You want the top spots? Appreciate it, mate. Jay Campbell, Woolrich, you both get gifts from our wonderful head mod, Rogi. Appreciate you so much, Rogi, genuinely. If you were in Friday, you'll have seen that the chairman was kicking off a little bit on Friday, right? So what happened was we finished the season. We had a £600,000 transfer budget last year, and in the National League, got to the League Two. And then all of a sudden that transfer budget is cut down to just shy of 400 grand. LH12 Racing, welcome in, appreciate the follow. And Andre Zinyak as well, appreciate your follow also. Yeah, get yourselves in, everyone. Come and hang out. So, thought, right, the money's gone down, that's fine. Then he was like a little bit like, oh, not really sure about how things are going to go. It's like, hang on, what? And then all of a sudden, there was like, oh, we don't really know if this is like, if you've reached the short-term targets. I'm like, what? What's going on here? Salty B, welcome in. 4 months on the Tier 1 resub. Thank you, Salty. Appreciate you, my man. If you haven't followed Salty B, by the way, make sure you do so as well. We love Salty B around here. Again, another great stream. And this is what I like about our stream, right? And it happens, you'll notice this, is that when you get a collection of streamers coming into the same stream, okay, that, for me, personally, that's the good thing, right? When you're sort of sitting there going like, okay, cool. Other creators, and we spend a lot of time on the game. One Club Champs asked a question about how long I play offline. Very rarely. Now I'm creating, I play so little FM off the off screen now. Like, I haven't got time, and I can't detach it now. Like, because of the fact that we're doing such an intense save as well, if I'm going to play FM, I might as well just jump on and stream. So, and I'll do the intense save. I've got a Sunderland save running off the thing, I must admit, I have got that. And I've got the Sheffield Wednesday save for the Athletic, but I've not really played the Sunderland save for a little while. The Athletic save I have to play, but I don't really count that as an offline save per se, because it's not a save for me, it's a save for that community. So yeah, I don't have a sort of like a little practice play around save that I'm doing. Last year I had loads and it was just too draining, whereas this year I'm like, right, this is my big save. I'll have the community challenge for the Athletic, because we had loads in Discord last year. We did like a 1 month thing, so we used to do that all the time. So we had loads of like really cool different clubs. So yeah, we'll sort of see where we go there. But yeah, I haven't really got time to be hammering about with different saves, and I don't think I'd be bringing the laptop downstairs to play anymore. So do you know what I mean? We'll just, if we're going to be upstairs in the office, it'll be downstairs in the office in a few months, by the way, as well, because we're getting the house redone. So we're getting the builders in to do some renovations and stuff. So we'll have a downstairs office by the end of June, maybe. So that'll be interesting to see. So we'll get all that planned out, built, moved around. So that's going to be fun. That's not going to be stressful at all. Not at all. I know what's going to happen. I know exactly what's going to happen. I can already feel it. But yes, we do have quite a lot. Like I say, it's nice to get sort of like the, as Kev's saying there, streaming legends assemble. You're doing something right. You know what, Kev? I'll take that. I'll absolutely take that. If I feel like people who spend so much time on the game are then happy to come and watch me play the game, then 100% I'll take that. Do you know what I mean? Because that means that someone somewhere is, no matter how much they're sitting with that game in front of them, thinks, oh, you know what, let's hang out with Jameson for a bit. That's pretty cool. Like, you know, that's really nice. I really like that. Do you know what I mean? That's lovely. Maybe it's partly because I'm sure people look and going, fuck it, I can't believe that he is doing that badly. He makes this game look really difficult. It could be that. It could well be that. It is humbling. You're right, Carl. It's very much that. One Club Champ saying I'm the streamer's choice. I'll take. Very kind, very kind. But 2 saves offline. So you got Hasselholm online, obviously, and Watford off camera. when you're chilling on the sofa. Love it. That's what it's all about. Salty. TJ's a great lurking stream. That's what a lurking stream. Calming voice, a soothing voice. That's what it's about. Suits me with the late night editing or whatever. Just have your voice in my ears while I get stuff done. There you go. That's what it's about. Just that calming, dulcet, northern tones of me. Just let me prattle on about nonsense while you all go about your day and just sit and go, there you go. That's that day over and done with now, and let's see where we go from here. Here, you host a podcast about the game we're all addicted to. You're doing something right. There's that, Johnny. I'll take that as well. That's very kind. Again, that's really nice that people have come across having listened to the podcast and then still come to check the stream out, because I know that we've got a lot of listeners who've probably never watched Twitch before, or who don't watch YouTube, or probably don't even know that this sort of stuff exists. We've had loads of people come in saying, I listened to the podcast, didn't know you streamed, didn't know Twitch was a thing. That's what's been really cool. We've opened people's eyes to other avenues of where you can get content from and how it works. Because some people have watched the stream and aren't even aware that there's that we do a podcast, because they're not looking for podcasts. That's the thing. So that's where we're at. Biker, see you soon, man. Nice to have you in. Pleasure as always, of course. Nice as is, you can never chill out to RDF. You end up waiting to batter the next door neighbour. I think that's what makes me and RDF a great partnership, to be honest. We are very much yin and yang. Like, he is the hello Shrew, welcome in. Appreciate the raid, man. Very, very nice to see you. It's been a little while. Hope everyone's well. Big shout, of course, for Shrew. If you're not following from my side of things, if you're not following Shrew already, please make sure you go and do so. Incredible streamer, wonderful YouTuber as well. So go and make sure you drop him a follow. How was the stream, by the way? How's the stream, Shrew? Hope you're well. Welcome in, Raiders, by the way. Hamza, appreciate your follow. If you are brand new, please come and join us. We stream Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Discord, of course, is over here. And we should also let you know that we have the Football Manager Show podcast available every single Wednesday with myself and RDF, LH12 Racing. Happy to find the stream now. How have things gone in the first 8 or 10 years? So, quite a mixed bag, to be honest. I think we are, what we should say as well, we're doing the British Steel Challenge, okay? British Steel Challenge. So, the plan is to win everything in England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. You start unemployed, you start with no experience, you start with no badges. Okay, you've got to try and work your way up. Okay, we started at Banbridge in Northern Ireland 3rd Division. Never managed there before, so if you get a chance to go manage in Northern Ireland, go and do that. It's really fun. Worked our way through that. That was pretty good. We won 5 trophies actually in 7 years. 5 trophies in 6 years. 5 trophies in 6 years, which is pretty good. Then we came to England with Oxford in the Panorama National, and we've won 2 trophies in that time, in those 2 years. So we got ourselves promoted, won the FA Trophy as well. And this team is now going to move up into the Football League, or sorry, I should say back up into the Football League. So in real life, they are a Football League side. Relegated before I took over them, though. So I'm not saying this is my fault. They were out of the Football League. So it'll be interesting to see just how far we can push this team on. Obviously, in the back of our minds, we always have to start looking at trophies, to be honest. Mr. Maggio, welcome in, Si. Hope you're well. Pleasure to see you, buddy. Big shout, of course, for Si Madge. Is this the caramel wafer cup or just a friendly? It's the Rogie testimonial, to be honest, Si. It is just a friendly, unfortunately. But 32 minutes in, and unless we concede from here, Rogie with the through ball. Good save by Westwood. 33 minutes in, still 0-0, to be honest, against an SPFL side, which I'm pretty happy with right there. So can't really complain. We've moved Hackney to half-back in this match rather than as a ball in midfielder, so pairing him up with the Volante, which is lovely in this match engine. Do you have to win the Tunnocks Cup as part of the challenge? Yes, we do. We definitely do. We've got everything. I'll put the screen up after we finish this match. Maybe at half-time we'll show you what we've still got to win, what we have won already. There's still plenty to play for. There's even moments, the SPFL Trust Cup, you can win in Scotland or in Northern Ireland, possibly with an English team. There's definitely, apparently you can win it with a Welsh team as well, maybe. So that could be quite interesting. Raoul has turned down the chance to become manager of Leeds. Really? Where's Raoul come from? That's way out of left field. That's football, isn't it? That's football. Aguero gets to the byline, pulls it back. Bourne misses out. Aguero wins it back though. Thorne. Leeds not signing Ben Wood for $300 million. That's exactly where my brain went straight away. What, Raoul? What, from Discord? No, surely not. Phil Scolari has turned down an offer. Everyone's turning it down. Here's where we are, by the way. This is the current progress chart in the tournament so far. So we've won 7 out of 35, okay? There's obviously some contention all the way about how this is set up. So we've won the Danske Bank Premiership in Northern Ireland. We've won the Lough Premier 3rd Intermediate Division in Northern Ireland as well. We've also won some cups towards the bottom. We won the McCombs Coach Travel Intermediate, the Antrim Shield, and the Mid Ulster Cup. So there's our trophies, 5 trophies in Northern Ireland. We won the National League in the Vanarama National League and the FA Trophy last season. And the teams at the trophies here in yellow: Sky Bet League 2, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and the Papa John's. That's what we're competing for this year. Welcome in, Jebaru. Nice to have you as well. So we've given you a big shout out there as well. So go and follow Jebaru, the host of the Path to the Playoffs tonight. So I hope the playoffs went well. I've heard there was a few bits of interesting picks, which I'm going to go back and have a little watch of the full stream tonight, or maybe tomorrow morning, possibly by the time we get finished here. So go and have a quick chat, quick follow of the FM playoffs if you don't already do so, because that's you need to do that. To be honest, it's great. It's going to be a great weekend of action. The draft was tonight. The games are on Thursday, so it's 8 creators battling against each other on draft mode. So definitely go and have a little watch of that. Salty B usually tries to pick the same person twice, so that's going to be exciting to see what sort of team he's got by the end of the tournament. It's a great moment in the last tournament where it's like, I want Koulibaly. Where's Koulibaly? And it's like, oh shit, I've already drafted him. It was good. It was very good. It became a TikTok. Yeah, and I've got a TikTok button now on me OBS. So there, I've become young. I've become youthful. I've become hip. Huzzah! Welcome in. Appreciate the follow as well. By the way, it's very kind of you. We spent 2 minutes figuring out why he wasn't available. I know it was great, wasn't it? So yeah, so it's not a button on OBS per se, Si. It's that plugin that Harris Heller was going about yesterday, I think it was. So I've signed up for the trial of what's it called? The trial of Atom. That's the one there, the vertical screen one. Yeah. So there is a hotkey on the Stream Deck, so you can plug it in and Stream Deck it. Or there's a reload button as well, so it backtracks for 2 minutes, records that, which is quite good, to be honest. So I can ping that as well. So we'll try it out. We'll see what we do. I think we can probably do it without Atom, to be honest as well. But I'll try it out now. If I can do it without Atom further down the line, that'll be quite handy. But happy to try it. See where we go with there. So yeah, should be fun. Just made by the Atom team. That's what I thought. But I've just followed a link, Si. I'm sorry. I've probably given some bank deals I shouldn't have given. I haven't given any bank deals, by the way, just in case anyone's wondering. I haven't done that. Oh, almost taking the lead against Hearts. I know it's just a friendly, but still. We're saying about, how far have we come as a club? Can we compete at League 2 level? 75 minutes against Hearts, 0-0, and still on the ascendancy. I'd say we can compete. Blenkinsop with an absolute rocket from outside. It's not going in though. He's tried his best, but Jaden Williams can have 5 minutes. He's not going to score in 5 minutes, but let's at least make it look like he is given the chance. 14 shots as well. You don't want to know what he wants to give up for the Athletic. Hey, I did what I did, and you would have all done it as well. You would all have done the same thing. I'll take that. 0-0 against Hearts. Well played, boys. Okay. Yeah, we maybe should have scored, but it's fine. We can take that. So if you have just come in, by the way, and you are brand new, let us know who you're managing on your saves. As I say, come and get yourself in the Discord as well if you're not already there. It's a fight-free zone. There are places on the internet where they do exist, where fights and anger do not happen. Even I have to rein myself in sometimes. No, I can't talk about that now. I'm having to censor myself. It's brilliant. So we're going to play Oldham. They're friendly and they are currently National League side. Should we play a team in and around ourselves or not? Fuck it. I'm just going to trust ourselves. I think we're good enough. We have a shoe channel again. Yes, we do. Yes, we absolutely do have a shoe channel. Only anger allowed is screw Qatar. I mean, look, if you want a list of what we can talk about, right? Qatar can go. Saudi Arabia can go. What else can go? Footballers who are monsters and abusers can go. What else do we not like? The Premier League can go, as far as I'm concerned. Some people obviously aren't as sort of down the line with that one as me, but I'm like, that can go. It's a legacy. What skin are we using? We're using the Tato skin at the minute, so quite like it. It's nice, it's clean, it's gives us everything we need, and it's great. We used to use Renzi last year, but they didn't bring one out this year. But Tato, we sort of had a bit of a look around last year as well, but I think they've really sort of like tightened it up this year, so it looks top drawer, to be honest. Speaking of people who look top drawer, Dave Gudger now has a brand new setup, so go and give him a follow as well, and be interesting to see how he gets on with that. And he's got spinning heads, so go and say hello, go and show him some love. Even as a Man United fan, I can say screw the Premier League. Exactly, Mr. Jolly. 100% agree. Scolari managing Bradford in the Championship 2029, 2030. Playoffs haven't went well the last two seasons. The board were expecting automatic promotion this season. That's the thing. Once the board start expecting, that's when the troubles become, isn't it? Because our board were like sort of like they expected a top half finish. Okay, now we know that the chairman's now discussing this takeover. So they're devastated that we haven't signed players under the age of 23 for the first team. That's fine. But they were pissed off we hadn't grown the club's reputation. Now the game hadn't pulled through until July, so that was like, well, that's not really our fault. You can't blame us for that. And then the fans, well, they're now really happy. They were only going to see at some point where they're just like, yeah, things are fine. We've won a double. Like, you can't please the fans all the time. Transfer budget gets cut in half. Okay, not a problem. And I'm thinking, hang on, can we get some coaching badges? And then they go, no, you can't afford it. And I was like, well, I think you can, but I think you just don't want to pay that money. So that's where I think we are at this point. Daryl Paley doesn't look much better than what we already got. Paul Tracy, they said first of all we should definitely sign him, but good Championship player, really? Maybe his potential to be a Championship player, but jumping reach is good, acceleration's okay, tackling's good. He's 6'5". He is 6'5". a big tick in the box for me. Anthony Regan, I don't think we're going to bother with. Maybe. It's a good right wing. Paley. He does. Joey Stevens is probably more of a winger than a striker, isn't he? He's 5'5". He's got 2 for jumping reach. He's got 14 for heading. I don't understand. But he attempts overhead kicks. Joey Stevens. Could be a leading championship player, apparently. He's good at low crosses. Yeah, he does that header, at school when you have the ball on the floor and you kind of just nod it in. He does that. Stevens is the memeiest player ever. Do we approach him? Finishing of 14, heading of 14, flair of 15, off the ball of 10. Where would you play him? Where would I'd be curious. Chat. Where would you play him? Is he a striker? He can't lead the line on his own, surely. At 5'5", he's not going to be a pressing forward. He's not going to be. Could he be a poacher? Just give him the money. Dives into tackles. 14 finishing, can't do anything else. Sounds like a striker. Shadow striker, maybe? His vision's not good enough for a shadow striker, really, is it? 8. But then tries killer balls often. So I don't understand why he's trying that with poor vision and not great passing. You're thinking he's a winger. Could be a winger, couldn't he? Pressing forward or poacher. Do you think he's got enough for pressing forward? I'm not. Tell him we're inside forward or shadow striker, maybe. As I say, I think the shadow striker thing, I'm a little bit put off with this vision here. Off the ball's not really high enough for me either, to be honest. He's better than some of your League One players. Let's see what he wants. He wants to be a first team and he wants a stepping stone. That's fine, right? Will he do a starter maybe? He will start. That one's too much. We haven't got the money. Okay, we're not gonna crack our wage structure for him. We can think about it. We might go back. We'll see. Magnus Granum, 6'1", Kosovan. Left backup. I know they're saying he's better than Blakey, but is he better than Blakey? Maybe. Positioning's good. Tackling's good. Dribbling's good. Acceleration's good. Jumping reach is good. Work rate's not brilliant. First touch isn't good. Composure's not very good. Could potentially, and again we'll take this with a pinch of salt, potentially a League One player. A left back rather than as a left wing back. Could put him on training schedule to improve his crossing. Don't think he's quite the guy, is he? And it's fine if he's not the right player, he's not the right player. We're all just trying a few different things out. Paley, though. Paley could be a shout for that right wing spot, though. He looks decent for a winger. And he can go in that shadow striker role with vision of 14, and passing of 13. Places shots, likes around the keeper, plays 1-2s. That's probably better, isn't it? In League Two, you can forgive a lot, but not low work rate. Yes, that's a good point, sir. That is a good point. Star player. He's a good cam. He is. Where's he been, though? Because he's going to want some money, isn't he? He wants the work, doesn't he? Where does that put him? That puts him as the top earner, I think, at the club. Yeah, that's fine. Is he good enough to be the top earner? He probably is, isn't he? Where were we? Sorry. Who were we trying to bring in there? It was Paley, wasn't it? Is he worth top earner? 6'4", 23? He probably is, isn't he? He probably is. Relegation release clause isn't very much, though. His minimum fee's not very good either. Like, we could do with getting that a bit higher, but we can't, sadly. Don't get relegated. Yeah, as simple as that. Just don't get relegated. Evening, Captain on Deck. How are you, buddy? Welcome in. Weekend was good, thank you, mate. Thank you very much. Very good indeed. We had a decent one. Mrs. J was at a was on a hen do, so I was flying solo with the boys. So we did all right there. We hung out. We were good. And yeah, she came back yesterday. So 30 grand a week, 30% sounds awful when you're already a top earner. He'll be gone by that point, don't worry, Raphael. We can probably change that, to be honest. We'll try and negotiate his contract during the year, or we'll try and sell him, get some money on him. You know what I mean? That's also a possibility, isn't it? The fact he's only got £500,000 buyout clause, I'm guessing he'll be gone by the end of the season regardless. Keep the pitch as it is, I think, to be honest. Coventry have made a bid for him now anyway, so there you go. It doesn't matter. Coventry in League One, he's going to go there. So that's him out. Yeah, we just shout out Captain on Deck as well, by the way. We raided him the other night. He was brand new. I think it was third stream again. Same as One Club Champ. Third stream, boys. Definitely worth checking out the old third streamers. They're very, very good. Very good. Jay Harris, we've got left wingers. Don't need more left wingers, really. Luke Matteson. Again, there's another right back. We don't really need right backs. Left back is what we're after. Joe Musa. Beyond Ultra just won a game 3-0. I've not seen since September. It's February now. We all go on that though, don't we? We all go on those sorts of runs. They definitely happen. Rotherham are trying to sign Linton. ...25 years old. If he's off to Rotherham though, we're not going to get a look in, are we? There's League Two. Ironically, he's not quite as good as the Kosovan lad, is he? Kosovan lad, better in the air, better technical, not so good going forward, better vision, equal speed, better physically, better defensively, better mentally, taller, more powerful. All these technicals are better. Can really only play a fullback though, to be honest. That Linton lad from the Wickham Challenge. No, that's Malachi Linton, isn't it? That's the striker. Unfortunately, but I don't know if it's. I'm not sure if it's his brother. Don't think it is. It'd be great if it was though. Athleticism, likes big matches. See, this is the thing for Magnus. He likes big matches. Old big match Magnus over here. International experience. Going forward, there's not much difference between them in there as the matter. Yeah, I'm wondering whether or not. So he would count towards the. He would count towards our sort of like signing young players for starting league games, but that work rate is worrying. Everything else is fine. You know what I mean? That's like, everything else is great. If we compare him to Blakey, for example, yeah, I know they're saying that Blakey's only a fringe player, so ignore the fact that he got 20 assists last season, right? He's better than Blakey by all accounts, other than going forward. You know, better, so much better physically, better defender, quicker, better in the air. But then Blakey's got the attributes that stand out. The corners, the crossing, the long shots, the work rate. Look at that. 14 versus 8. Teamwork, 14 versus 8. But then Magnus's positioning's better, 13 versus 11. His concentration's slightly better. There's a little bit better anticipation. So maybe it's just because of the fact he's a fullback rather than a wingback. I think maybe. And then you look at all his physicals. He's physically better than Blakey. So he's bigger, he's stronger, he's got more stamina. His jumping reach is better. His balance is better, his agility, his acceleration. Hear me out. Is it possible to have a wing-back and a full-back? Would that work? So if I want to go defensive, Magnus comes in, and we just tell him to stay. Don't get forward. Be like a proper no-nonsense fullback. Just stay where you are. Fullback and defend. Don't go being silly. If you want to be bombing forward, Blakey's our guy. What do we think? Don't we think tactically? The world's going to end. The world is going to end. Wing back at home, full back away. Yeah, especially in this division as well, where we are going to have to grind a little bit more potentially. We don't know, but potentially we might have to. If he's not going to cost silly money, where did he play at Derby? He might be expensive. That's probably the only thing I'm worried about. More dribbles per 90 than the league average. Have we got any data for him for last season? Won 5 tackles, lost 2. That's not brilliant. Misplaced 35 of his 140, 56 passes. He's played in the World Cup. He's an international player. I'm gonna see. What are they thinking about? 2.5 to 3. Might be a lot of money for a backup. Wallen will come in on loan, but we have to pay his wages. We're already paying wages for another centre half. Fieldson as well. We could have signed him. Kinley's out for 5 weeks. This is what TikTok's done to Tony. I don't even know who I am anymore, Rogie. I just don't know. Just speculation with regards to takeovers. Are they trying to put the club not for sale now? I don't know. Who knows? Blame RDF for all this. Yeah, I blame RDF. I blame streaming. TikToks for class. Bless you, Salty. Bless you. I mean, I've got no idea what I'm doing, and I don't know if that's what a TikTok's meant to look like, but I've certainly tried. And I appreciate that you've watched them. That's all I can hope for. Like, you know, thank you for that. You're very kind. You really are. Just sitting there going, bless him, bless him. Tony's done a TikTok. Oh dear. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it happened or why, but the intro to FMT with Matt Taylor Richards. Oh, your intro to FMT, yeah. That's the thing. I was the secondary person when I oh, Matt's got that fellow who does that show. He's on there. Pluto third division. Like, I'd be giggling. The thing is trying to work out how to cut that into a thing was really bizarre, because it was about like a sort of 5-minute bit. $7,000, mate. I don't think this is going to be a thing. I don't think we're going to be friends here, Magnus. No, not $7,000. Sorry. After all that, we sat there going, oh, you know, you make a case for Magnus there. We hadn't considered the fact he might be a mercenary. So, and we've missed out on Linton, who, to be fair, probably isn't good enough, really. So, that's fine. But yeah, trying to edit that in together to try and get the context over a minute. I think there's some bits I've missed out as well where it sort of helps make more sense, but then I know it because I've been sat explaining it, and I've obviously edited it, so I know what's going on and I know what's not there. That's been a bit weird. It's hard. TikTok likes short ones to push them out sub 30 seconds. Well, there you go. See, because I think the TikToks I've done so far are all a minute, and I'm playing them very much down the line of the YouTube short route. So that would make sense. Daryl Paley apparently wants to join us rather than Coventry. Trying to add context to a clip where he essentially went, fuck it, we're managing on Mars. I know. Friendly goes, Tony getting into TikTok was not on my bingo card for this year. It wasn't on mine either. I blame Llama. I absolutely blame Llama. He was like, oh yeah, this is what you need to be doing. This is where it's all happening. And I was like, okay, yeah, I get that. Daryl Paley's coming in, everybody. What about that? We weren't expecting him to turn down Coventry. Unless Coventry's offer was ridiculous. This guy must have decisions of 3. Yeah, financial acumen 1. Saying that I definitely sat through TikTok over a minute and Dragon's Den in the top half and GTA races in the bottom. Don't know what to believe. There you go. Some people will know what they're doing, but I'm not one of them, to be honest. YouTube shorts are good, not as much effort needed compared to doing long form. Again, it depends upon what you do, because as far as I'm aware, it all takes a lot. It all takes a lot of effort. Players under the age of 20 don't need to be registered. So Bobby Fresno doesn't need to be registered. That's good. But yeah, I've felt like everything takes so long to edit, because again, I'm very much long form content. I don't do short form because I don't really consume that sort of content myself. So it's difficult to work out, you know. It's difficult to work out. I'm like, how do I do this? Like, what's it meant to look like? Because I don't watch it, you know. Right. Also, a maximum squad of 22 players. Right, that's fine. You do now, Tony. Hey, we'll get there. How's Darryl Strawberry doing? Strawberry is still developing, I think. Here he is. 3-star potential now. He's starting up his game. 16 years old, so hopefully he can get in there. You can send Twitch clips directly to TikTok for quick videos, but editing them and spending a little bit more time is worth it. Yeah, so I think because of the fact that obviously the sizing of everything is my first concern, right? So now that I've got this vertical plugin thing that is always running in the background, so I can sort of like go back and I can clip and I can do all that sort of stuff, and they just rack up now in my folder. So theoretically, all I now have to do then is just drop them into TikTok with the caption generator beforehand, and then I'm away. And that's all what I think I'm gonna have to do. But whereas before, it's finding the space on the stream, editing it, moving the camera into the top corner, then moving the bit, resizing the screen, then resizing the camera again, and I don't think I've quite got that flow of working properly yet. So that's where we are. And then even just trying to make it so I look like it's supposed to, like, look like what TikTok's meant to look like. I'm learning slowly, but you know, once I get my first 1,000 view video, I'll be happy with that, you know, because I think I'm only like a couple of hundred in a minute. So, and you know what? That's great. That's brilliant. A couple of hundred views on one of those, because there's that many of them that you can easily just be bypassed. So, you know, I don't know how to do it. Salty, if you've got any advice, seriously, ping me that sort of stuff through, because that's all the things that I need. Hashtags are a thing, right? I need to do hashtags. Alistair in with 3 months subs. Appreciate Ali. Very, very kind indeed. And you, so kind. Look at this hottie. I mean, he's right though. He's right. Do you know what I mean? Camera settings are okay at the minute. They make me look better than I am. They make me look less tired than I am. So we'll certainly move on from there. But yeah, Salty, send me whatever you know. And anyone else who's like a bit more, I'm just saying, anyone else who's younger than me really and is tech savvy, then send me some information on what I need to do. I've spoke to Sai about stuff. I've spoke to Llama about stuff. So DM some stuff I've done a bit of research on. I'm still learning myself. But mate, that'll be awesome. That'll genuinely be awesome. Thank you so much. That'd be great. Sai's TikToks are brilliant. And again, there's people that I watch. Dixon, appreciate the follow, very kind, thank you. As I say, not a user of that platform, but before I did anything, you better believe I went and looked at some stuff. Of course I did. Why would I not? So I was looking at Size, I was looking at Llamas, I was looking at Salties, I was looking at Hoods, I was looking at Diz, and because they were the people that I knew that were doing stuff like that. The same with shorts. I was like, right, I need to learn what these shorts look like how are they meant to be presented? Because without knowing, you're just going to make stuff that doesn't quite fit. So I'd rather not do that. You know, I'd rather try and make it look like it's meant to look. Daryl Paley number 10 maybe? 10 for a wide player. Leggings up on 7. I mean, there's a lot of you going to be angry about some of the way that the numbers are going here, but just gonna have to do it. Frankie gets number 8. Annoying it seems. I reckon you do TikToks on comedic infomercials around Premier League corruption. Couldn't I? Could do that. Right, here's something for you. Right. Fucking, have you thought about this before? Have you thought about what the football world really is like? It's fucking nonsense. Is that what it is? Do a bunch of that. Great. I'm just do old man shouts at cloud. That's where I am in it. That's literally where I am in life. Right? Just, you know, what's everyone's opinion on what's happening in Man City? Nothing is going to happen to Man City, Lord, and everybody knows that. Chano, appreciate the follow. Genuinely, there's no way Man City are getting anything done to them because the Premier League they want the money. They want the money from Man City in the Premier League. The reason that things happen in Italy, Juventus get done, Fiorentina get done, Parma get done, is because there's no money in Italy anymore. So it doesn't matter. They can get rid of those teams, and it's not the end of the world. It doesn't ruin the league anymore. Like, the commercial interest doesn't leave. The TV deals don't get affected. Nothing happens. Literally nothing happens in the Premier League. If Man City get a fine, the Premier League are over the moon, because the Premier League then get that fine. So if anything, it's in the best interest of the league to offer a fine, right? And that's all it's going to be. They're not going to deduct points. They're certainly not going to relegate them. Certainly not going to do that. And they won't give anybody any titles. Don't be so stupid and thinking they'll give people titles. They won't. They're not going to give asterisks as out for everybody. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. They're not going to get 10 or 15 point deduction. I can guarantee it right. Someone clip me saying this right now. I can guarantee they will not get a 10 or 15 point deduction. Guarantee it. There's no way. There's no way the Premier League would do it, because that would be, the Premier League would have to admit that they were wrong in the first instance to not check any of this. And they knew full well about it, because there's no way a club from Man City's position could get to where they are without overspending. It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. The fact that they were giving their training ground to Bury to sort of like hide their losses. Do you know what I mean? It's like, come on. Oh, here's our new shirt sponsor. Oh, is it the people who own you? It is, yeah. And was that done with a reasonable amount of money? Oh yeah, 400 million quid. Yeah, all right, that's the new deal, is it? Okay, good, yeah. And how much does your stadium cost for sponsorship? 400 million quid. Yeah, that's weird, because there's an 800 million pound gap in your accounts here, suddenly filled with 800 million pounds from yourselves. That's fine. That's totally fine. You know, ain't gonna happen. I'll save that. That's possibly a TikTok, in it. Probably right there. Which team do I want to play in the top division? None. I'm a Sunderland fan. I don't even want Sunderland to get in the Premier League at this point. I'd rather they stayed outside and just went, nah. I'd rather that they continued to have fun in the Championship than go into the Premier League, because it's just horrible. It's just horrible. Newcastle are in there with their fucking dodgy owners. You know, City owners are in there. Chelsea's new owners are in there. United's owners are in there. Liverpool's owners are in there. Like, it's just a cesspit, is what it is. Tile, you won't believe what's going to happen to Man City. Could do you nothing. You know what? That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the video right there. Spend your way to get to the top. It's always been that way. It's always been that way. Back in the day, back in like the 50s, I think it was, Sunderland were the Bank of England club. Do you know what I mean? They bought their way to the top. Everyone who's at the top has bought their way to the top. The difference now is that people are using loopholes and money from incredibly unscrupulous sources. But also you'd argue that there's no such thing as an ethical billionaire. There's that to worry about as well, isn't there? You know, how do you become a billionaire nicely? Can't. Also, the face for a thumbnail as if you won the lottery. Yeah. There, that's it. Yeah, is that the one that you want? Or Leicester was kind of different. Yeah, they're not really. Their owners had a lot of money at the time as well. They were, granted, they didn't spend as much as everybody else, but they still were backed by a lot of money. Still backed by a lot of money. Yeah, nothing was done for free. what's the history of Sunderland and Newcastle? So they're two cities, Maud. I don't know whereabouts your base, but Sunderland and Newcastle are two cities, 7 miles apart. They basically, it's local pride. They're both one club cities, unlike Manchester, unlike Liverpool, unlike London with like 1,000 clubs, and Birmingham, of course, with a few clubs, Glasgow with a few clubs. So they're literally one club cities. Newcastle got a lot of investment. Sunderland had a lot of money back in the day because obviously they built ships, and then Newcastle built ships as well. Sunderland got hit a lot during the war. Newcastle got hit a lot during the war. Both mining towns as well, so both had their money there. So all the industry got sucked out. They're sort of a bit like Man United and Liverpool, but then they do have 4 teams in those two cities, so not really like Liverpool and Manchester United. It's more like just literally 2 towns, 2 cities, and that's it. Because there's no other clubs in Sunderland or Newcastle. There's not like a Newcastle City and a Sunderland, Rovers or whatever. It's literally there's Sunderland and there's Newcastle, and more money got put towards Newcastle. They were better PR, to be honest, than Sunderland were. So they got a lot more money going that way. And yeah, this is one of those things that, neither of the clubs have actually, well, I say neither of the clubs have got an actual history. Sunderland have got a history. They've won the league a fair few times. They've won the FA Cup twice. Newcastle have won an Intercity Fairs Cup, and that's it, really. There's certainly nothing else of merit in there. Neither club have won anything for a fucking long time. Sunderland won the FA Cup in 1973. It's probably the most recent trophy out of the two of their history as well. And because of the fact that they're one club cities, there's an expectation for those teams that they should do well, because the stadiums are always full, because those fans don't have to split their teams. So like with Liverpool and Everton, that city of Liverpool splits its fan base down the middle. So like those 2 stadiums have to be filled with 2 sets of fans. Whereas in Sunderland and Newcastle, there's only the one stadium, there's only one team. So those stadiums are always full. And they build these big stadiums because they can fill these big stadiums. So the expectation rises that these are big clubs. And they're big clubs in the fact that they have a really concentrated fan base that just want to be there. And that's their thing. They'll be the football club. And because, again, there's a northern thing. There's a northern thing, which, as we are tread worse from the powers that be down south, we've all got a chip on our shoulder about that. Like, so it's us against them. And the rivalry is basically between who's the most dominant, the furthest north you can get. That's really what it is. In terms of historical success, Sunderland would be deemed the bigger club. In terms of most recent success, Newcastle would be deemed the bigger club. In terms of what's happening right now, I mean, Newcastle have sold their soul, really, and that's where we are. And I think that Sunderland have had some shitty owners in the past who've tried to take the club down the divisions and get the club close to administration, but Newcastle's owner once didn't buy them a striker. So, if anything, Newcastle have been treated really, really badly. Does Sunderland have other main rivals than Newcastle? No, just Newcastle. Just Newcastle and Sunderland, they're the 2 main rivals. Middlesbrough try and get in on it, but they're a little bit further south. They're about another 40 miles from Sunderland, so probably 50 miles nearly from Newcastle. So, but then that's the thing, but like they're that far away from everything else. So we kind of have our own little rivalry at the top there. And then there's some historical rivalries, like Leeds and Sunderland's a bit nasty. Cardiff and Sunderland's very nasty. So yeah, but they're like, again, that's just historic for hooliganism mainly, which I guess as football fans we don't like to talk about, but it's a thing, sadly. Used to rouse Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough fans would say it's a derby for them. Sunderland fans would say it's not, because Sunderland have the Newcastle derby. Middlesbrough don't have that. Middlesbrough Darlington, Middlesbrough York, Middlesbrough Hartlepool. Like the thing is, Sunderland would be the closest top flight rivalry Middlesbrough would have, given where Middlesbrough are in in the vicinity. Like, so you've got the Tyne, which is Newcastle, you've got the Weir, which is Sunderland, you've got the Tees, which is Middlesbrough. So the Tyne, Tees, Weirs derby is sort of all of those. They are derbies in a sense. Like, it's a little bit of a bragging match, but not really. It's not a rivalry, right? Patriots, like Newcastle and Middlesbrough is not, but it's a big enough game that people get a little bit excited about. But it's not a rivalry from those sorts of fans' perspective. And I don't think Middlesbrough fans see that the way either. But I might be wrong. Maybe there's Borough fans in who might be able to correct us here. Who might say, yes, absolutely, it's definitely a rivalry. And if that is, then, cool. Let's chat, let's work out how it is. Because again, similar background, to be honest, so it would make sense, But yeah, I'm not sure. Historic as in they had a competitive rivalry a long time ago because Cardiff is Welsh. No, I don't know what the issue was with Cardiff and Sunderland, to be honest. Again, someone might be able to fill me on this, but it's quite nasty. It's quite nasty. Even now, it's a bit like, can be a bit of a awful atmosphere when those two teams play, and it's probably based on, I'm guessing, if I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark, something stupid. Leeds, I guess it's been said there, the Fat Knives, the 73 Cup final. Possibly, again, the Leeds fans at the time were very much into the ideal that they were I suppose the worst fans off the pitch. They had definitely had a big hooligan element, so it might be that, but I don't really know. I can't say for definite as to what that thing is. It might be the cup final, possibly, because Sunderland weren't expected to win. Leeds were one of the best teams in the league at the time. In fact, they probably were the best team in the country. Sunderland were in the old Division 2, so the division below what would have been the Championship now. Leeds, of course, were the top what would have been the Premier League these days. And Sunderland won the FA Cup final 1-0, and nobody expected that. That doesn't happen these days. You know what I mean? That sort of thing doesn't really happen these days. So, yeah. Who's got a bit of rivalry with Coventry there? Al Raqqa? Was that Borough or was that Sunderland? Sunderland got a bit of a rivalry with Coventry? First I've heard of that one. Amazing that the last major trophy the club has won. Yeah, exactly. But that's any of the crazy rivalries in the UK. Newcastle seem to have a rivalry with Villa because Villa fans cheered when they got relegated. That's a very one-sided rivalry, that one. Any other crazy rivalries? Don't know if there's anything that's Palace and Brighton. There's a really good video, actually. You mentioned the Palace and Brighton one, Dave Goodger. There was a really good... Let me find it. Really good video that came out this week. Right, there you go. I'm just going to share it in the chat. HLT CEO has made a great video. Go and check that out. Follow him on Twitter as well, by the way. He's very, very good. Oh, off the post. Yeah, the Leeds Villa thing was a bit weird, isn't it? Off the back of the disallowed goal and then have another goal. Strange one. Watford versus Luton. Yeah, that's a rivalry of some services, I think. Wimbledon MK Dons. Obviously, MK Dons didn't have a football team until Wimbledon were disbanded. And then the Wimbledon Football Club got moved to Milton Keynes because Milton Keynes didn't have a football club, which was really bizarre. So imagine that. It's a bit like the NFL. You support a team one day, and then all of a sudden that team is picked up and moved somewhere else. And then you're like, right, what do we do now? What do we do now? So the fans rebought basically got the club back from Wimbledon, And now I think they got to a point where they actually overtook MK, which was fantastic. Bobby Fresno, great finish. Derby Leeds has a bit of a rivalry over Spygate. Yeah, that's true. That's a fairly recent one, isn't it? Sheffield United and West Ham because of the Tevez deal. Yeah. Tevez and Mascherano, absolutely all above board transfers, where two of the greatest players in the world suddenly turn up at West Ham. One leaves after like playing 10 games or something, going, Mascherano, do you want to just go to Liverpool now? And that's totally fine. And Tevez is like, I get stuck here, I have to go to I'm going to Man U shortly though, aren't I? Yeah, that's fine, yeah, but just stay. We're pretty sure you're registered properly, we think. Clearly wasn't. Oh, giving the ball away. Aguero should have finished that. One of them kept out of the squad by Hayden. It's bad to think, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. Was it Pardew? It was Roder. It was Glenn Roder, I think, was the manager at the time. Just stood there with like these two signings going like he didn't believe his luck. He was like, what the fuck am I going to do with this? two Argentinian internationals. What? Who's going to tell Carlton Cole he can't play? I've got Marlon Harewood. Was it Kirbishley? Oh. Just absolute ridiculousness. And people wonder why I don't like the Premier League. Where I live, there's no big rivalries, there's 4 big clubs. Where do you live then, Maud? Navi and me. Hey, new here. What the devil is the British Steel Challenge? British Steel Challenge is a lot of fun. First of all, welcome in, Navi. Second of all, the British Steel Challenge is you have to win every single trophy in England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. It's 35 trophies, in total to win. So currently we've won 7 out of the number, and in season 9, coming to season 9 now. So yeah, should be good. Currently about to start our 9th season, so we're back in the Football League now, so very excited about that. Very excited. All the top. Go on, Oggy. Oh! Watford and Luton's geographically pretty close. It's called by some as the M1 Derby. Lower league rivalries are the best though, right? Charlton's greatest move was sacking Pardew because he only finished 5th in the top division, and look at them now. This is the thing though, isn't it? There's like, football's littered with really bad decisions. Really bad decisions. Honestly, don't blame you. Premier League is a big cesspit of money that spend all of the nations combined in the last 5 years. Yeah, 100%. 100%. As I said a bit earlier in the stream, we can't live in a world where someone like Southampton can outbid someone like AC Milan. You know what I mean? I think there was a report, wasn't it, that came out a couple of years ago. It was the top 20 or the top 30 richest clubs in Europe. And 15 of them were Premier League clubs. Even West Brom were on that list. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, you've got like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Burnley. Like, that makes no sense. It makes no sense. How have they got that sort of money? Oh yeah, because they're in the Premier League, that's it. It's just, yeah, cesspit of money, unfortunately. Can I check how Dundee FC are getting on? Can do. Once we finish this match, absolutely we'll do that. Chelsea have outspent everyone in Europe this window. Yeah, exactly. And again, as we said before about what will happen to Man City, nothing. What will happen to Chelsea? Nothing. You know, that's the thing. Good job, this is only a friendly, isn't it? We're starting to concede a couple of goals now. Head of a league has been taken in with a lot of the Premier League. I don't blame them. Well, the thing is, I think that they'll be straight back in for this Space League again. They're gonna want the Space League again because it'll be the European teams that drive it, because they're the ones that are missing out on the money. You know. We saw the rise of Chelsea in the early 2000s. Yeah, exactly, Maud Sam. Without Abramovich, Chelsea, again, like Newcastle, were a team that didn't actually... So Chelsea, Newcastle, Man City are all teams that haven't won anything prior to these horrible owners turning up full of money and just, you know, trying to buy a new history, essentially. Welcome in, Grimmy, by the way. Welcome in. Hello. Hope you're well. The Super League will definitely happen, and the sooner it happens, the better. To be honest, like I was talking, someone had mentioned this on Twitter actually, about saying about how like the argument is that the Premier League is the most competitive league in the world, and it's not really, is it? It's not. It's just if these companies were going in, and these countries now were trying to buy something that was competitive, all the money would be in the Championship, but it's not. The Premier League's just really good at PR and making itself seem like it's the best league in the world. Like, you can't have Super Sunday on Sky advertising itself. Here's Super Sunday. Oh, what's Super Sunday? Bournemouth versus Fulham. That's not even like mild Monday, is it? Do you know what I mean? Third Tuesday. That's what that is. No worries, Patriot. Catch you soon, man. Nice to have you in as always. Can't wait for Bayern versus Red Bull to leave the Bundesliga. I mean, yeah. Subdued Sunday at best, yeah. Yeah. To be fair, the Championship was also super rich in comparison to every other second division. Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's full of old Premier League money. That's the problem. It's full of all these teams that have been relegated from the Premier League and have been given parachute payments to outspend everyone else so they can go back in, so that nobody else can get promoted back into the Premier League, which is why you've now got League One is really strong. League One's really strong because League One has now got teams that have been relegated from the Championship in there as well. The balance of finance is all over the place. It's really, really ridiculous. Where were Chelsea in the 90s or the 80s? Nowhere, really. Like, mid-table, mid to lower table team. They weren't really flying. They weren't winning anything. In the 80s, the top two teams were Liverpool and Everton. And then in the 90s, it was Man United. You know, Chelsea were neither here nor there. Thoughts on clubs like Salford and Wrexham? Again, it's just Hollywood money, isn't it? Like, turning up, and Wrexham, it's great for them as fans, but it's just shits on everyone else in the National League, doesn't it? Like, you know, you've got your Notts Counties in there, who again I know have had a bit of money at some point and then it went wrong. Like, it's just another thing of people who can't afford to buy in the top divisions are now buying in the lower leagues to get out, to move things up. And yeah, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. Like, Salford again, like, where was Salford a few years ago until Gary Neville started putting his hand in his pocket with his mates from Man U, and it's just a Man U, it's a feeder club essentially, isn't it? You know, that's all it is in everything but name, is a little sort of satellite club. And I don't think it's morally right, you know? Sadly, I missed every golden generation of English clubs. Yeah, probably. Yeah, no worries, Danny Emu. Catch you soon, buddy. Pleasure to have you in. As always. Don't forget, there's a lot of money at the top teams go to smaller clubs. Make the Dutch league viable. Okay. Well, I think it's good for football in general with Wrexham if it brings a lot of American fans to the league. I'm keen to hear more about that, More Baked. I'm keen to hear more about that because that only really brings money to Wrexham. Really, I don't think the National League is benefiting greatly from American fans. I could be wrong. You know, if you're paying League One wages in the National League, I think it's the money's. It's nice. Don't get me wrong, it's nice that people are sort of like, oh yeah, no, yeah, this would be great. Like, you know, the sort of, isn't it good to have Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, these huge stars associated with the town? But I don't think it's bringing more eyes to anything else. I think it's bringing more eyes to Wrexham. It's bringing more eyes to Wrexham. I don't think it's bringing eyes in general. I could be wrong. I could completely be wrong, to be honest. Showtime short, and you could be Sunderland and completely reshape the entire club. Went from being very financially secure to being bought by a Mickey Mouse owner using parachute payments to buy the club. Exactly. And they ruined the club. They pretty much almost took the club out of business. I don't think it got quite that far. I think it was getting close though. When they're in League One, the finances were so bad. There was talk of administration. I don't know if it was ever going to be a thing or not, but thankfully they've managed to turn around. Again, I'm not 100% sure that the money that they've got is there, really, but I think they've at least got themselves with their heads screwed on now, and they're acting rather prudent in the transfer market, not spending a lot of money, bringing in players, you know, decent, young, exciting players, and the club is 100% turning around now, and that's great to see, because we just want a football club. We just want the club to still be there. You just want players to go on the pitch on a Saturday, try the best, as good as it can be, and give their all. That's all football fans want. Most football fans in the world support teams who aren't very good and who aren't successful. That's where we are. Like, so, and there's only like 3 teams can win something a season. Seems to be that way anyway. So most football fans are pretty much going to be miserable for most of the time. But that's just what football is. It's not all about winning. It's not all about winning. There's a lot of football that nobody wins. There's 2 or 3 teams win everything, and that's it. And then someone brings more money in, and then there's a new team there. Yeah. Money laundering all over the place, shady transfer deals. Yeah, exactly. One club champ. Like, it's just like you've got owners like remortgaging the stadiums and stuff just to take money out of football as well. It's not just to make, it's just literally to make money. People coming in, they always say like, oh, you don't, if you want to lose, how does a billionaire become a millionaire? You become a football owner. Like, you just lose money by being there. I don't know if there's anything that you can do. Like, when's the bubble going to burst? That's the question. When's it going to burst? Is it going to burst? Who knows? Yeah, exactly, Sam. Just keep pumping the money in, and then just buy the title. And does it mean anything? Does it mean anything? Don't think it does it? The thing is, you've then got to wonder, right, what is the person who goes to the match on a Saturday, do they care? Do they care where the money's coming from? Some don't. In fact, the vast majority don't. The minority is the minority of football fans are the ones who question it and go like, I think this is a bit crap. Like, I don't really agree with this. I don't think that these owners are right. I don't think football should be like this. So the minority of football fans will sort of turn their back on it. You know, But the vast majority will just put their heads down and go, hey, look, we're winning. And that's how it goes through. That's how the sports washing happens, you know. Morbate reposting the reply to the question from earlier. I think that at first it might be Wrexham getting fans, but I think it will in general get more Americans into football. Maybe. I mean, there's American owners in the Premier League. I think they're the ones that can get the American fans in first. Again, like everyone, fans will only watch teams that are winning. If they're brand new fans to football, or brand new fans to a nation of football, they'll only watch teams that are winning. No American or Australian or, you know, wherever is going to sit there and go, you know what? Give me Forest Green Rovers. That's what I want to watch. I want to watch Forest Green Rovers, right? Because they're bottom of League One. Let's have a bit of that. No one's going to watch that because it's A, really sad and depressing to watch a team lose all the time. B, no one's going to show that because there's no money to be made in streaming Forest Green Rovers. Right? The kids, you're right, Dan, exactly the same. Like, I've got 2 young sons myself. I've got one kid who's obsessed with winning. He's not going to sit and watch Sunderland. He's going to be sat wanting a fucking, you know, Daft United shirt or whatever, or, you know, whatever foreign team's winning. He's going to want that. And I'm going to have to sit there and go, no, you're not getting a Paris Saint-Germain shirt. No, of course you're not. Don't be so stupid. You know? Quite a few fans who are big fans of teams in the States. Yeah, but that's because that's their state, though. That's their thing, innit? Like, you support your state, I suppose. And you don't have relegations, so, like, your team don't go anywhere unless they up the franchise and move it, I suppose. But whereas, like, if you're looking to just pick someone at random, I'll be honest, when I started watching NFL, so we're talking like the mid-80s, I started watching NFL, I picked the San Francisco 49ers because they were winning everything at the time. Like, it's only now the 49ers are winning again, and they're not winning again, they're getting towards the Super Bowl. You know, obviously not this season because of the, you know, issue that happened. You know, they were outplayed by the Eagles. But, I mean, I've got no ties to San Francisco. I could have been anybody. I could have supported anybody. But I just picked a team. Who did I pick? I picked the team that looked the most exciting. Joe Montana and Jerry Rice looked exciting. Do you know what I mean? That looks exciting. So I'm going to sit there going, this is what that sport can be. I'm going to support them. And I don't know better at 7 or 8 that you have one team and that's it. I just see this sport and I see these players doing these things and I'm like, hey, that's what I want to watch. I want to watch them. That'll be the team. No one's going to get that watching Forest Green Rovers. Like, do you know what I mean? They're going to be sitting going, fuck is this? Fucking nonsense. Like, you know? Raphael, 90% of fans ignore some of the dubious stuff, myself included. I've been a fan my whole life of a fan. Literally ran around with a Russian state-owned oil company, didn't care either. Luckily now I care, they got rid of it since the war. So what's your thoughts? So what's your plans now then, Raphael? Like, where do you sit now? Because again, this is like, it's a really interesting discussion to have because very, very few people will own it. I fell out with a load of my mates who are Newcastle fans over the Saudi takeover, and I was like, you just can't. Like, and they were like, oh, but if it was your club, you'd support them. I was like, I stopped supporting Aston Villa because they hired Steven Gerrard. Like, I was out. Like, and now they've got this daft gambling sponsor as well. Like, no, I'm never going back, ever. You know, so there is a thing. Some people will act on it, some people won't. But sadly, we're in a minority. The people who stand up and argue against it, they're a minority. And the game I loved as a child is long gone. And again, this is my old man shouting at cloud moment. The game I loved as a child is long gone, and it will never come back. Okay. Some people will say that's for the best. Some people will say it's a shame there's never going to come back. But yeah, I don't know what sport my kids are going to see, and that's really weird for me. Really weird, because because I want them to get into football in a sense, but then at the same time, I don't want them to have to deal with all this nonsense. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather they don't deal with that, but I'm not sure. I'm very on the fence about it. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, any suggestions are more than welcome at this point, because I haven't got a clue what I do with them. You know, I can't be like, hey, this is great, because it's not. Taking them to watch a team lose every week isn't great for them. That's not fun. But at the same time, I'm not just going to say, oh, look, here's a Man City shirt. Here's a Newcastle shirt. They ain't getting a Newcastle shirt. You know, here's a Liverpool shirt. They're not getting a Liverpool shirt. You know, Mrs. J's a Liverpool fan, but they're not going to be Newcastle. They're not going to be Newcastle Liverpool fans. Ain't happening. Right? Man City fan ain't happening. Chelsea fan ain't happening. Bayern Munich fan ain't happening. Like, you know. But then again, it feels really bad to make them be unhappy as well. Ice hockey, yes. Give them a different sport. Not watching Spartans racing. Well, we'll take them to York City and get them upset there as well. So, we could do that. Gazprom sponsor my Schalke, my second team. Well, yeah. We could definitely take them to some extra different sports. Say CrossFit will be the one. Because, again, that's totally fine. But nowhere's fine. Nowhere's fine. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Raphael, I don't know if I was a Newcastle fan. I had been for my whole life. It's very hard to stop because of a takeover. Probably still be a Newcastle fan, even as not a Newcastle fan. Distance myself from football quite a lot because of the shadiness and because you really can't believe and trust anyone anymore. Yeah. And that's, like, don't get me wrong, I understand people who will find it difficult to step away because, we mentioned before, it's all this local identity, and when you've got one team in a city and that's it. But I listen to fans, Newcastle fans, go, oh yeah, but you know, what can we do as football fans? It's like, well, you campaigned and argued about Mike Ashley. You did nothing when the new owners turned up. You just went, oh, this is cool, isn't it? Let's get it in. It depends upon what your agenda is, and as I say, it's all about these fans believing that they deserve the success. And as I say, it's not the sport for me anymore. You know, this is great. This Football Manager is brilliant. This is all like a universe of niceness. Nothing shady can happen here, surely. Happy if all the money would move into a Super League. Yeah, just like all of the money together, chuck it up, create the Super League. And the thing that no one's thought about with this Super League idea, someone's going to have to lose in that as well. You can't just have these super club teams, Space League I used to call it. You can't just have those matches happening all the time and everybody wins every match, because it's impossible. Two teams play each other. One team is going to lose. What happens when Liverpool are sat bottom of the European Super League? What happens when Man United are sat bottom of the Super League? What happens when Real Madrid are sat bottom of the Super League? Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Are those clubs going to be happy then? No, they're not. Because they think that by going to the Super League, they are then going to be the top team. But someone's got to lose. It's sport. Someone has to lose. The people who lose are the fans, obviously. Salt the FM was great on the old game, and they would always re-award the World Cup from someone else other than Qatar. Yeah. But again, even then, that happened. Nobody boycotted it. I boycotted it. I didn't watch a single thing. But I know for a fact I was in the minority. I know that there's people who are like me, liberal lefty wankers, who kicked up a fuss about it and watched the whole thing. I know that for a fact. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just like, well, at least my conscience is clear. I know that I didn't watch a thing of it. But then, again, it's easy to do it. Again, it's easy to do it when your nation's not in it. So I understand that. Hopefully Fresno's through. Second penalty? No, apparently. Nope. Not this time. Leaving fans getting priced out of the game. Somebody watching clips of your favourite player on TikTok and Instagram will become my entry point for many. Yeah, probably. Scotland have boycotted World Cups for years. Exactly, Matt. Exactly. We were the first ones to boycott on moral grounds this year. Because we even let Ukraine have a go. We're like, well, everyone loves Ukraine, so they can go through. You know, we're not going. Give it to Ukraine. They've had a hard year. How's our view on it? What thanks do we get? Nothing. Also, we can't be going to a country that hot. We'll burn. Blakey with the effort there. Up over the top.
Finish with the
So this isn't too bad then for our first performance in the Football League, is it? 1-0, granted it was a penalty. It wasn't the most clear cut. It's not been the most dominant performance either, but it's enough so far. It's enough so far. Getting priced out with heating and food. Unfortunately, I can't get them on TikTok. There you go. Yeah. Changing subject. You see Gav's Twitter FM clip of VAR awarding a red card after play continued. I haven't actually. No, I must admit I need to have a quick check on that. See what's went down there. That's pretty decent then. So 1-0 win, that'll do. Happy days. That sounds a nice little win. Yeah, can't complain with that. So, decent start of the season. Everyone's happy. At least it looks like it. Penalty's fine. Just having a quick little nosy around now to see who's still online, because it's time for me to dart out, I reckon. We've got a decent enough time, right? Appreciate everyone who's popped in. Obviously appreciate all the follows, all the new viewers. Very, very kind for you to be here. Right, here we go. We're going to do this. There's a guy who's on. He's got one person in the chat so far. Okay? We're going to go there. All right, go and give this boy some love. Okay? We will be back on Wednesday. So, yeah, thank you, as I say, for everyone who's been in. Genuinely appreciate it. It's been very kind. Have a look out. There might be some TikToks. There might be. We'll have to see what they look like. But yeah, take it easy. See you all soon. All the best. Go and give some love on the raid, and we'll see you in a second. Hands up who didn't put the raid on. Did it wrong, didn't I? Did it wrong. Right, let's try again now. Let's do this with TikTok that. I think I'm going to do it. Perfect. Right. Bye, everyone.
No, are you sure about that? so the only... Oh my god, Tony Jameson, thank you for the